speaking of anime, last time on Higurashi, we learned about Takano's past. And before I get too far into that, there is a pinned comment. There is a lot of context that has led up to this moment. We are on the 8th chapter, and I actually now have answers on how long each chapter, each installment of Higurashi is if it were a book. It's about 300 to 400 pages each. I want you to imagine a thick 300 to 400 page book. There are 7 of those that you have missed if you have not caught up. But if you're okay with not having a lot of context, oh my goodness, thank you for that, JM. You now have the networker achievement. Congratulations.
You have the simp achievement. I'm kidding.
You have the simp achievement. We're not allowed to say that on Twitch. I'm gonna get banned. No.
We're not allowed to say that word. What?
We're not allowed to be like, mean about it.
Come on. JM knows I'm kidding. JM knows I'm just a little
JM knows. Whenever we're being mean, we're not being genuine. Nah. Spoiler alert, Jesus dies, but not really fucked up. Speaking of Jesus, that was actually a thing in this. Anyway, we'll catch you up on what happened last chapter. We learned about Takano's past. We learned she was horribly abused by her father, and both of her parents died. She was adopted by a doctor that was her father's mentor, I believe, and he was Dr. Takano. And he was kind of crazy, but he is the one who started studying Hinamizawa syndrome and started talking about the parasite that allegedly he believes is basically mind controlling people in Hinamizawa, so that if they leave Hinamizawa, they go fucking crazy. And he wants his work to continue after he dies. And he's dead. He's dead now. And Takano wants to continue his work. He literally brought up Jesus Christ and said, you know how he got resurrected? It's not about how he literally got resurrected. His teachings lived on after he died. And that's how he interprets that, and that's how he wants to be interpreted. He wants to be resurrected and be a god. And Takano also wants to be a god, like metaphorically. So she ended up getting funding for her research on Hinamizawa syndrome through a fucking nationalist, from what I remember and understand, if I'm getting anything wrong, essentially. So she became a major, and she got funding for her little project, and that's pretty much what we have learned. We also learned that what was the conflict that Dr. Takano was like? It was like fucking, was it China versus Japan conflict where they couldn't figure out who shot first? But his theory was that somebody from Hinamizawa shot first because he was under the influence of the parasite bullshit, Hinamizawa syndrome. Don't worry, if Spoonie is really mean, we have a way to be mean back, and I have a way to turn that off!
We might, if things get serious.
We might. If people are unserious and decide to nipa while terrible things are happening.
Get your nipas out now.
Get your nipas in your house and your ow-ow-ows. Get them out. Your sprays if you want. Your channel point redeems. All that. Oh, they all happen at once. There's no cooldown on those, so they kind of go crazy. Get them all out.
Hope this is not Chris's.
Barry! He got interrupted. Oh no, she's still on screen!
Oh no, she got stuck!
How?
Hon, you know!
Honey! Barry broke her!
Hon, you get down! Get down!
How do you get down? No!
Yeah, if we play
This
Ow
town
Wow
is
Wow.
full of monsters.
I'll
How
let-
can you sit there and eat pizza?
No.
Nope, they didn't fix it at all.
Hold on. We need to go into the void for a second. We're going into the void. She was still there because that's where the mix it up overlay is. How did it break again? No, she just was still there. You imprisoned her. Terrible.
Find her.ogg.
Find her. Okay, I think I've caught everybody up on what happened last time, so
Yeah. Shall we get started?
yes.
15 minutes after the stream starts?
I mean, this
Because
is
we ranted about vegetables for ages?
listen, this is normal.
That's true.
This is normal. Very secret ability.
No. Skeekrit. Skeekrit ability.
Skeekrit. Skeekrit.
Forcing her to drink wine. Good.
Fucked up. Allow me to introduce you. This is Major Takano. Major, this is Dr. Kyosuke Irie.
Oh, fuck. Kyrie.
What a great
Hello.
point to
I'm
start!
Irie.
Irie seemed extremely nervous at our first meeting. Oh, this is Takano.
Ass pedophile with his goddamn orangutan arms.
Ooh. He probably thought I was in charge of some suspicious organization. Please relax. Call me Takano. Hey Sheep, how are you?
Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it.
Please, have a seat. I need to get into my Takano voice.
Be sexy. Be sexy now.
Be sexy now! A model lower middle class citizen was a good way to describe Kyosuke Irie's demeanor. One could also say he was the stereotypical type of person to get conveniently discarded after those crafty elders used their seniority to constantly pick on him. He certainly doesn't seem as cunning as I am, but that doesn't mean he isn't ambitious. Like me, he's a young person who dreams of accomplishing something great and leaving his name upon generations to come. While he acts humble in person like this, his articles were actually progressive as well as aggressive. The gap between the two was quite intense. Thank you for the subscription. We appreciate that. I've read the... Oh, that's you.
That's me. You're stealing my lines.
Sorry.
I've read the data considering this Hinamizawa syndrome.
What do you think?
Well, it's really quite the shock. It's very possible that this is something that steps into the dark side of today's medicine, but I can hardly control my intellectual excitement in knowing it's a mystery that is yet to be solved.
Thank you for the resub, Bonnie. Yay. Hearing that made me chuckle. Irie is more than interested in Hinamizawa syndrome, which is good enough for me. She had been through the ringer with far too many people to reach this day, so her honed intuition could tell.
Oh my
Whoa!
god. Whoa!
Thank you for the gift sub. Look at my train!
Oh my god!
I don't think I showed you my train. It's so cute.
I love your train.
It's supposed to like get longer with each level, so if you guys want to see that. She would get along well with this man. Even if he isn't useful to me, he won't cause any problems. For both me and my sponsor, he's the best person possible for the job. I was shocked too, to imagine a man of your experience and knowledge was just wasting away in the medical office without any responsibilities or work to accomplish. I'm sorry, I'm just imagining Takano and Irie having this meeting, and then there's just like knife, like shings happening in the background. Pay no attention to that.
They're like right outside the meat market.
Pay no attention to that. Thank you for the gift sub. I have to say, that was a grave loss to the medical field.
Also, can I say, this is like an extremely detailed, like, ashtray CG.
It really is. It's kind of
like,
crazy.
looking at all the dipples and shit.
Irie laughed. London moment. What?
Excuse me?
I'm just confused at the London moment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm confused also.
He probably thought I didn't know, but I had received detailed documents on him. So I knew why he was exiled from the limelight despite his rare talent and achievements. Oh, the knives and the stabbings! Oh, got it.
That's any big city.
He displayed extraordinary skill working under a neurosurgery expert, and everyone expected a bright future from him. But he was kicked out due to an ethical controversy. Irie's pet theory was that the antisocial behavior of individuals could be explained by brain disorders. He believed that no one in this world was born a villain, and that they were all just poor patients in need of treatment. He proposed that they were all proper and normal when born, yet as they matured, psychogenesis and various exogenous factors caused brain disorders that made them into villains. Therefore, what those evil people need isn't punishment, it is treatment, and if their diseases are treated, they will become good citizens again. That manner of thinking actually fell in line with the Confucian belief of innate human goodness. According to this theory, humans are born with the capacity for altruism toward their kind, and it is only afterward that they learn and acquire cruelty. Irie believed that acquisition was the result of brain disorders. The human brain creates human thoughts. Therefore, if one becomes emotionally ill, that means their brain is ill. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. So if their brain gets treatment, they will recover emotionally, too. That field was called psychosurgery. It's fallen out of practice in the current Heisei era, but the surgical techniques were applauded until mid-Showa, especially since it produced spectacular results on a chronic mental patient that was said to be incurable. The man who invented it even won a Nobel Prize. That was how revolutionary it was. Humans think. That's why they become ill. Everyone knows that's why those who overthink matters are prone to mental illness. When the organ that thinks and debates grows ill, humans deviate from social behavior. That part is called the frontal lobe. Oh my god, Gex. Put simply, psychosurgery is surgery performed to operate on the frontal lobe. Humans think that's why they am. Yes. This kind of surgery doesn't require removing the whole epicranium. A small hole is drilled through the cranium, and a special scalpel is inserted down to cut it. It's not a major surgery, just a technique for quickly operating on the precious frontal lobe. Indeed, it was a revolutionary in its simplicity. All the severely ill mental patients miraculously recovered, so the technique spread around the world quickly. Lobotomy. Those with obstinate and chronic mental illnesses, the severely ill trapped in deep, inescapable depression. All of those could be saved by this technique. Throughout history, humans have come up with many different religions and magic tricks to heal emotional injuries. So, needless to say, the idea of being able to treat them with a surgical technique was truly revolutionary. Thank you guys for the hype train! I think it got to level 3. Yes. What do we get? Oh, hell yeah. Awesome. Choo-choo, motherfucker. There we go. Irie admired psychosurgery and pushed forward in the field of surgical techniques to treat human souls. However, from the modern human rights standpoint, severing a portion of the brain simply because someone is emotionally disturbed is absolutely out of the question. Yeah. People gradually started to think differently and said that psychosurgery was inhumane. The frontal lobe controls how people think, but it is also the part that makes humans act human. There were quite a few cases where that cut caused drastic, irreversible changes in the patient. A baseless happiness born from lack of thought. A change in personality. A loss of interest in everything. Major mood swings due to a lack of control over one's emotions. Some even lost part of their memories. I've heard many accounts of people getting like some sort of like brain injury and they come out of it acting completely different, and that fucking terrifies me. Yeah, honestly. No. It's kind of fucking crazy. Of course, Some didn't even survive the surgery. By the mid-1960s, use of psychosurgery declined. Also, due to the development of psychotropic medicine, psychotropic, probably, medicine, the surgery was hardly performed anymore anyway. Welcome to the stream of Spoonie not knowing how to pronounce medical terms. And sometimes...
Listen, I also wasn't sure about that one.
Yeah, that one's hard. Yet some people still believed in the idea, continue to perform the surgery and gather clinical data. Did you know the dude who invented lobotomies, he did it on, a chimpanzee first, and he was like, guys, check this out. And everybody was like, dude, that's fucked up, don't do that. And he just went off and decided to make that a medical procedure anyway. And, that's a lot of, medical history, is people were like, don't do that, motherfucker, that's fucked up. And then they go off and do it anyway. Yet some people still believed in the data and continued to perform the surgery and gather clinical data. There's a very prominent stroke victim in government right now who completely shifted policies. Crazy. They wanted people to recognize the value of the technique once again. Some of these surgeries were performed without consent. Fucked up. One theory is that in Japan alone, there were thousands of people who woke up from general anesthesia only to find part of their brain had been removed. Horrifying! Today, to perform such a surgery without a patient's consent is considered totally unethical, but it was different at the time. For one thing, the idea that doctors required prior patient consent was proliferated in the modern Heisei era. Therefore, people at the time didn't think it was that big of an issue. It was only later that people started to argue that it was inhumane. Finally, a decision was reached and the curtain closed with the rejection of psychosurgery. Later, the Japanese Society of Psychology and Neurology passed their resolution to end psychosurgery. After that, psychosurgery was banned throughout Japan and made a forbidden subject of Japanese medicine. Ide was the leading person in the field of psychosurgery. He continued to advocate its effectiveness and results. Therefore, he was treated as a war criminal who practiced inhumane medicine, and he was exiled from the public eye. However, that doesn't mean he changed his beliefs. He still believes that immoral behavior is caused by brain disorders, and the secret of treating them is, in fact, hidden in the brain. So the existence of Hinamizawa syndrome, caused by parasites living in the brain that control human emotions, actually affirms his theory.
If it's alright with you, I would love to accept this position.
Of course. Given Irie's history, he would never turn down this offer. Despite his mild-mannered appearance, Irie was possessed by a mighty ambition. Parasites. There was no way he didn't desire a chance to complete research that would prove himself to the medical society that ostracized him. I'm handing him that chance on a silver platter. Thank you very much. I knew you'd accept. We are very lucky to have an expert like you. You'll be a great help.
But are you okay with me being the director? Wouldn't it be better for you to hold that position, Takano-san? I'm just a simple doctor. Being in charge of other people is...
Don't worry. I'll give you my full support. Our sponsor wanted to pick us a civilian. Besides, wouldn't you like to be called Director Irie?
Well, but...
Irie laughed to hide his embarrassment. We're building a research center in Hinamizawa. Publicly, it will be a clinic. So, with your consent, Dr. Irie, we'd like to call it the Irie Clinic.
Lord of my own castle. That's more than I deserve.
You'll also be placed under the SDF, so you'll be registered as a medical officer with them. Since you'll be my superior, you'll be a lieutenant colonel. Lieutenant Colonel Irie, how does that sound to you?
I'm not a military man. I'd rather refrain from being called Lieutenant Colonel. Director is already frightening as a title as it is. Oh, my.
I see Vale in the chat saying, "Oh no, not him," and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck EDA," but you're talking about something completely different in the chat over there, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah, EDA sucks, and that guy also sucks." He's getting a chance to research brain parasites, plus being given the title of director of a new clinic as camouflage. Plus, it comes with staff and funding. He'll even have support from the Defense Agency and the Ministry of Health and Welfare, as well as a research lab with state-of-art equipment. No wonder he's laughing so excitedly. However, there are some risks too. Since he'll be involved with the secret research, he has an obligation to keep it a secret. Also, he is going to an area plagued by a mysterious and bizarre disease. There's no guarantee he won't contract it himself. No! But EDA is too young to even think about those things. Aware of all the risks, he quickly signed the contract with the ambition to have people recognize his talent once again.
Who's Huey Emmerich?
That's who we were talking about. Is that the guy who made up Asperger's? No, the guy who made up... Who is Huey Emmerich? Well, Huey Emmerich is from Metal Gear. I'm stupid. Asperger's guy... Asperger's guy is, his name is literally Asperger's. I'm so fucking dumb. I'm over here like, yeah, that's a Nazi. No, wait. Huey Emmerich is, Otacon's dad?
You said that's the guy who made up Asperger's, and I was like, that's not right.
No. I had a brain fart. Sorry, it's been a long week. Anyway. Huey Emmerich is probably Nazi adjacent, to be fair. Yes, true. So it makes sense why I would get them confused. Anyway.
You're right, you should say it.
You're right. Okay, lobotomy is unethical, but if my theory is true, then here's how it can still help people. I am normal and reasonable. Feels honestly kind of similar to Grandpa Takano. Yeah, you're right. When I saw him sign the contract, I finally relaxed. I knew he would agree to join us, but at the same time, I was afraid of the chance that he'd refuse. God, I got so embarrassed by my fucking flub up, I feel my face is like blushing. I'm like, why am I so hot right now? Fuck!
I promise it's no big deal. It's
no,
fine.
I know. This is like a mundane fact about me, is that I blush at the drop of a hat and it makes my whole body like hot, and I'm like, what's wrong with me? Maybe it's anxiety, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? It could be anything. Selecting a director proved more difficult than expected, and the only candidate Takano paired well with was Irie. So if Irie refused to take the position, then frankly, she'd be placed in an even worse situation. Why is the narration sometimes Takano and sometimes me? Or wait, is she talking about someone else? I don't know.
No, I think it's just the narration being weird.
Now that Irie has agreed to take the position, research on Hinamizawa syndrome can finally begin. I'm going to just read the narration with my normal voice. The research center, or rather the clinic, will be completed next spring. The Ministry of Health and Welfare and the Defense Agency will send the best equipment and staff, plus an abundant supply of funds. And finally, our research will begin in earnest. Everything is going well. Of course it is. I'm suddenly Takano now. I've put so much effort into making sure things went smoothly up to this point. You can be the bureaucrat.
Okay, that's it. Congratulations, Director Irie. Major, the contract has been signed.
Thank you. I look forward to working with you, Director Irie.
I look forward to working with you too, Takano-san. I hope we can get along. I'll be devoting my best efforts to this.
Can I just point out, the first fucking sprite we have seen this entire chapter has been Irie, and I'm pissed off about it. No, thank you. Let's both give our best. Now the position of director has been filled. Everything is set.
Yola.
Yeah.
That's great! Just great! Congratulations, Takano-san! No, Major Takano, isn't it?
This was all possible thanks to your assistance. I must give my thanks to all of you.
Oh, don't mention it. But we should save our congratulations until you finish your research, huh? You're only at the starting line, aren't you?
Exactly. I'll be devoting my every waking moment to this research.
We can hardly wait to see the result of what Dr. Takano couldn't finish.
Also, the ashtray was not a sprite. That was a CG or background. Well now, Sensei, let's not talk about business today. Let's have a toast to congratulate Takano-san and the Irie Institute. Want to be Nagata?
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am Nagata from the Ministry of Health and Welfare. I would like to say a few things before the toast.
Ah, Takano-san. Make sure he works hard, okay? His research center will be supporting the Institute. If you need any technical support, just call him. Make him work hard? No. I have to thank you for your support. I'm Takano. Pleased to meet you.
Takano-san, let me introduce you to these gentlemen. Meet Tomodachi-kun and Okanogi-kun from the Self-Defense Force. They're your backup from the SDF.
What is that? I'm hearing, like, interference with your microphone.
You are?
Yeah, it's like a cell phone interference. It's been a long time since I've heard that. It might have just been on my end. I just
Did
gotta...
anybody in chat hear that?
Yeah, did anybody in chat hear that, or was that just me? Because that might have just been my end. I'm curious. It's been so long since I've heard that. Years. You did!
I'm so sorry. I don't know what the fuck that was.
That's crazy! That's crazy! No, I didn't know that could still happen. Oh my god.
They're starting professional warfare outside Cal's window. They're starting to jam signal.
That's fucked up. Have you guys ever made... Have you guys ever, like, made a phone call, and, like, during the phone call, like, somebody's, like, radio, like a police radio or a construction worker's radio, like, interferes with your phone call, and you start hearing people, like, has that ever happened?
Yes. Not for many, many years, but yes.
It's been a while, but, it's fucking crazy. Did you already read this?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hey, Silverado.
Here he is in this fuck-ass uniform that looks too big for him.
He's floating in
you.
that.
I'm Tomodachi.
Oh my god.
I've been commanded to serve as auditor of this project. I look forward to working with you.
I can just imagine Takano doing, you know that horny grip meme?
Yes.
That's Takano right now.
She's like, oh, ooh.
Ooh!
That uniform is eating him.
Also high space. The funding for our research is largely coming from the SDF. It's only natural for the SDF to assign a watchdog to make sure reasonable research is taking place. However, someone in a position like that should be my opponent. Why was someone in that position invited to this private party? Does that mean this auditor is on my side too? Seeing that thorough groundwork, I couldn't help but feel the strength of having a sponsor all over again.
I won't be staying in Hinamizawa. I'll only come by routinely to check on the progress of the research.
Oh, that's too bad. Hinamizawa is a beautiful place with clean air.
He's like, I'm not gonna be here all the time, and she's like, fuck!
Please come visit us anytime, like posing against the wall. Outside of work, too. Bats my eyes.
Thank you. I guess I will.
If he really is an auditor, I should maintain a good relationship with this man. He'll hold the key to all future adjustments of our funding so long as we continue drawing it from the SDF. This man looks like he's about to have his third grade photo with how poorly that uniform fits him.
I forgot about Okanogi's. I forgot about, like, the slight way that he's, like, looking down.
The fucker! What?
I don't remember who voiced it.
It was you. You did like a New York accent for him.
Okay. I'm Okanogi. Nice to meet you.
He's the commanding officer of the Mountain Dogs, one of our unconventional warfare units. They'll be stationed in Hinamizawa to provide you direct support, Major. I just figure with the bureaucrats, whoever read last, we just, like, take turns. Because who the fuck cares about the bureaucrats? They don't have sprites. Should I consider you my bodyguard, then?
Their principal duty is guarding VIPs and preserving secrets. Think of them as your hands and feet and work them hard. Thank you.
Tomodachi seems to be an honest type for a military man, but this Okanogi person looks the complete opposite. He looks like a fucking gremlin. His main job is to preserve secrets, but I bet he's also good with espionage tactics like counterintelligence and information control. What the fuck is happening?
Okanogi looks like he doesn't know what he should do with his hands.
No. There's a character in Better Call Saul, Lalo Salamanca. He's my favorite. He reminds me of Lalo because Lalo, very purposefully, his actor, it always has his hands out and at his side, not in a weird, uncanny way, but it's like definitely a choice that the actor made, and it makes me uncomfortable for some reason.
No one else has ever looked more like a Ghostbuster.
He sure does look like a Ghostbuster, huh? He just needs the backpack and, like, the Venkman name tag, and he needs to be covered in ectoplasm everywhere. Everywhere.
All over.
All over. Yes, that would explain his demeanor. He's a Ghostbuster. Since the SDF is funding our research on Hinamizawa syndrome, of course this is considered a military operation. Get Bill Murray on screen! Stat! Therefore, this research has to be done in secret. That's why a unit like this is necessary. Besides, it's very reassuring to have someone capable of combat working under me. I should maintain a good relationship with him too.
Okay, enough introductions. Come on, Tomodachi-kun, you can relax too. Let's put our ranks aside today and have a toast.
While this is supposed to celebrate the establishment of the Irie Institute, Irie himself isn't here. But that is his job, after all. Irie is simply a puppet to fill a seat. Of course, I expect him to help me a little with his expertise, but he's ultimately an outsider. This was supposed to be a gathering where I would show my appreciation to those who helped me establish the Irie Institute, but it's turned into them thanking me for all of my efforts. I'm always the one to pour alcohol for others, but today people are pouring alcohol in my glass. The new participants were trying to make me happy, and all the top people talked to me casually. They all praised my hard work and my efforts. My research is now recognized by many institutions, and I'm ready to spread my wings open wide. And all the people who are expecting some returns once the research accomplishes something are trying to curry favor with me. Fucking, what's-her-face? Chie shows up like, did you say curry?
I'd forgotten about her weird curry obsession.
I love her so much. But right now, I'm just very grateful regardless of their motives.
Let's have a toast to wish the best of luck to Mio Takano-kun and also to the new Irie Institute. Arai-sensei, please lead the toast.
It's like a dream. I know. This is just the beginning, and I shouldn't be satisfied with this alone. But just for today, I can forget about everything else and enjoy the celebration. I'm not a heavy drinker. But the drinks taste good tonight, and the more I drink, the happier I get. This really is wonderful. To be called Major by Tomodachi and the others is wonderful too. That's the rank my grandfather had during the war. That means I finally caught up with my grandfather. This is only the beginning. From here on, I intend to reach what my grandfather couldn't. This is the best night of my life. I ended up leaving to fix my makeup. I'm filled with elation. I need to feel fresh air to calm myself down. My heart is about to explode because I'm so happy. The gathering is taking place a little distance away from the main building. The restroom is in the main building, so I need to walk across the hallway. A beautiful and well-maintained Japanese garden is visible from the hallway. It's raining. I usually don't like rain, but I don't mind it at all today. Feel like even the raindrops are congratulating me. The cool air feels pleasant on my hot skin. It took me a moment to notice how unsteady my footsteps had become. Maybe I drank a little too much. It isn't like me to drink more than I can handle. Although this is a party, I don't want to embarrass myself, so I decided to cool off a little by looking at the beautiful Japanese garden. I found an elegant chair set on a red carpet nearby and sat down on it. Since I was with the associates until now, I was forced to constantly be on guard against embarrassing myself, but now that I was alone, I could let go and truly relax. When I look up to the sky, I realize it's still raining hard, but in the distance, the horizon is a little lighter. Maybe it won't be raining for much longer. Well, that's normal. Rain stops eventually. No matter how cold it is or how hard it's raining, rain stops eventually. I saw a pair of sandals and an umbrella, almost inviting me. So I took them into the garden. The tasteless laughter coming from the party sounds far away. I tilted the umbrella and looked up to the sky. I felt the raindrops hit my face. I gazed up at the sky for a while, forgetting all about my hair getting wet. Flashbang. I thought the rain would cool down my boiling heart, but as my body got cold, I started to feel miserable. My bare feet were all swollen, and the throbbing pain I felt made them seem twice their normal size. Are we having a flashback, it seems? The gravel road continued forever. I didn't even know what direction I was headed in anymore. I could no longer hear my pursuer. I had probably lost him by running through the woods like mad. My body was covered in scratches. I finally started to feel the pain from that. I felt both cold and hungry. There was no place nearby to take shelter from the rain. I was just on a little path in the woods. My worst fear was that I could end up heading back towards the orphanage after bolting and losing my sense of direction. I had crushed that man's finger. I didn't think I bit it off, but I was sure it would leave a scar. Taking that into consideration, it was very clear to me what kind of torture awaited me back at the orphanage. Therefore, I'd have to reach the House of Love and Mercy. If only it had been daytime, then I could easily have found the right way to go. However, with this rain, there was nothing I could do. But I couldn't stop. I had to keep walking until I reached something. I wondered if Eriko and the others had escaped safely. I didn't know how many people came after us, but at least one came after me. In other words, it meant they had a better chance. Did they reach the House of Love and Mercy? Were they drying themselves with soft towels? And if they still remembered me, would they save a towel for me, too? It felt so cold. I wanted to find shelter and sit down, but there was nothing of the sort. I saw a tree that looked like I could take shelter under it, but the branches and leaves were dripping with water. It was then that I realized that the sky was gradually getting darker. Would this day end in rain? There were no street lights where I was. Soon enough it would be totally dark. Then I wouldn't be able to walk any further. I just wanted to sit down, even if it was raining. But if I did sit down, I probably wouldn't be able to stand up again. So I endured. If I hadn't escaped with Eriko and the others, I wouldn't have had to go through such misery. But compared to what I had to go through at the orphanage, this was nothing. Thinking about that was the only way to make myself move. But when I thought about that, it's true that this freezing cold rain was far better than my life at the orphanage. But that was only when compared to the life at the orphanage. Was it better than the normal lives of normal kids my age? I didn't even need to think about that. When my parents were alive, although we weren't rich, we led a normal life. The gentle smiles and forgivable selfishness, the sound of my mother cooking breakfast in the morning, the sound of a newspaper being folded, precious memories like that. I didn't need anything else. I had plenty of friends, I had fun at school. I didn't like my teacher, but I liked studying. I had everything I needed. I That was enough for me. I never complained. I never did anything bad. So why was this happening to me? Everything went downhill after that train accident. The die of fate kept rolling a 1. Die of fate being brought up by she. The die never showed its good side to me. If the accident was my fault, then I could have accepted it. But it wasn't. I wasn't even there. I waited for my parents at home. I liked going to the mall with them. We always had a meal at the restaurant in the mall. I always told them to let me know if they were going to the mall. Is this the same background as Rena's apartment?
Yes, I believe so.
But on that day, they went without me while I went to my friend's house to play. My friend wasn't in, so I went back home. Hang on, those are Rena's shoes. I didn't see anyone at home and found a note that said they were going to the mall. I regretted going to my friend's house. I waited at home. This is a very nice track, yeah. They didn't come home. They were still gone by dinner time. Wait a minute, that's Keiichi's phone! I'm sorry for
her childhood house is actually an amalgam of every other person's house.
Oh no! Just like the last area in a Silent Hill game. Fucked up! I was getting hungry and got angry with my parents for leaving me.
Cat, who's only ever played Silent Hill games, getting some kind of Silent Hill vibes from this.
I can figure out how to tie Silent Hill into anything. It's a problem.
It's your superpower.
It's my special skill. I thought they were having dinner at the mall restaurant without me. If I hadn't gone to my friend's house, I would be eating dinner at the restaurant too. I loved the little flags that came with the kids' meals. I was collecting those flags. Yes, I was. I was trying to collect 20 of them, thinking that once I collected 20, something wonderful would happen. But I couldn't collect 20 of them. I only needed one more. If I had one more, maybe the accident wouldn't have happened.
Healthy things for a child to start thinking.
This reminds me of, in Lilo and Stitch, how after her parents died, because they died in a storm, right? She,
yes.
like, religiously fed that fish out in the ocean, like a peanut butter sandwich.
I'm not an expert, but it definitely reads as, like, obsessive compulsions.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A very sad memory of a flag from a kid's meal. I kept waiting for my parents to come home from the mall. I was hungry, so I started to eat some dried fish. If I ate too much, my mother would find out, so I was careful not to gorge myself. And the phone rang. I assumed it was from my parents. I answered the phone in an angry manner, but it wasn't them at all. What happened to the house? We had rented it, so maybe somebody else had already moved in. What happened to my room? What about my desk and all the flags that were in the right middle drawer? If it wasn't my house anymore, then where was I supposed to go? Even if it remained my house, my parents wouldn't be there to welcome me or protect me. Just because I didn't have my parents to protect me, the whole world became so cruel. How could anyone take me away from the house I was used to living in just because my parents were gone? Why didn't they just leave me alone? They asked me many things. They tried to confirm many things. How could I have understood any of the forms they gave me? I was asked a yes or no question. I had no choice but to answer yes. And before I knew it, I ended up at the orphanage. It was beyond heartless. Okay, so her parents died, she went to the orphanage, and then she was adopted by Dr. Takano?
Yes,
Okay.
I got some stuff wrong in the timeline last
Whoops.
stream.
Whoops.
Because I'm silly.
Nah, it's fine. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just a little girl. I had to sign so many papers. But why this? The warm and gentle world ended suddenly without advance notice. And I was thrown into the cruel and merciless world alone. Was this the real world? Did I have any allies at all? Just because my parents died and I didn't have any relatives, the world had become so sad. When is the die going to come up with a 6 instead of a 1 to make up for the continuous series of the ladder? Ugh. Tears were pouring down my cheeks. Salty taste further saddened and irritated me. I couldn't do anything but cry. But no matter how hard I cried or pitied myself, the cold rain wouldn't warm my body or save me. I didn't even know where I was or in which direction I should go. Eriko showed me the map to the House of Love and Mercy when we were planning our escape, but we only learned the shortest route. I was completely lost. But strangely, after I finished crying, I felt a groundless strength within myself. I once learned that tears wash away particles in the eyes, but there is a different purpose to them too. This is so funny. I was actually like curious and looked up why human beings cry the other day. Because I was like, why do people cry other than getting rid of particles? Tears also wash away what's in the heart. I clenched my fists and forced my feet to move. I headed in the direction that believed to be correct, on the gravel road. The rain was still pouring. It was getting darker and darker. I roared at the sky amidst the rain. I love getting rid of particles. My sadness was turning into air. You like what?
I like keeping and collecting particles.
That's fucked up.
Hashtag my particles.
My particles. My sadness was turning into anger. Oh, baby Takano. You stupid god! Why? What have I done to deserve this? What did I do? I didn't do anything! I was just living a normal life, that's all! So why this? My daddy told me there are good things and bad things in life, but neither lasts for long. That means this misery won't last that long either, right? I won't be all alone in this miserable place forever, right? Isn't that right? As I looked up, I felt the raindrops hit my face. There is no God. I knew that in my heart. But such disbelief wouldn't save me. If I believed he was there, I should have been saved. No, I needed him to be there. Was he going to answer me? That was cool. I heard thunder. Then I realized he was there. He was there, and he was listening to me. In his eyes, everyone was supposed to be equal, and he was listening to me. I've gone through enough. More than enough. If I was too happy before, then I could take this misery. But I wasn't. I was living a normal life. If you ask me if I was happy, then sure, I was. This is what I get in return? That's not fair at all! I heard thunder again. He was listening. I continued. If this fate of mine was your mistake, then let me be free. Please end my misery and let me be happy again. But if this is, in fact, my fate, and I'm supposed to live this way until the end, then I don't want it. Kill me! Kill me now with your lightning. Just finish me off now. Come on. Kill me ruthlessly right here and now. I love Takano. I heard thunder again. It was loud enough to make me shiver. Normally I would just hide in the house and wait until the thunder went away, but on that day I wasn't afraid. Oh, look at that high resolution. Come on, kill me! Miyoko Tanashi is right here! Just like you killed my parents, take my life too! The heavens replied to my provocation. The heavens took aim at me, a lowly human who dared sling constant, insolent insults at them. That was my wish. I opened my arms. He's God, so he wouldn't miss me. However, I guess even God makes mistakes sometimes. Although he's supposed to be fair, he had been unfair with me. Come on, kill me! Take me to heaven! But if you fail to kill me, then try turning my destiny around. You want to be God?
Pitiful child.
flash from heaven. I thought I smelled something burning just before it hit. The sheer force knocked me to the ground. It was a strange experience. It was something that had just happened, but it already felt like it happened many years ago. I had no idea how long I was down for. I smelled something odd. The bad stench woke me up. When I looked, I saw that a huge tree behind me had been split open. Its leaves were smoldering. I looked up, saw sparks in the darkness. I couldn't understand what just happened. I just stood there. The thunderbolt had struck. It didn't strike me. It struck the tree behind me. I didn't get to die. He was telling me to keep walking in the woods in the cold rain. I won my bet with God. I bet my life. I bet my life against the lightning and the thunder. It could have killed me instantly, but he missed. So he had to fix my life. I looked up at the sky, laughing and bragging that I was still alive. I heard thunder again. It was acknowledging its loss. Come on, God. Save me. I won the bet, so save me from this misery. I stood there. I waited for God to do something while the rain poured down on me. But he didn't answer me again. I couldn't hear the thunder anymore. This is a really good scene, but also at the same time, it's like something you'd see in like a trashy Christian movie, and that's really funny to me. Yes! Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I was raised a Christian and saw a lot of those. So, yeah, can confirm. Again, I felt the warm tears pour down my cheeks. What was I thinking? If there was a God in heaven, he wouldn't have let anything like this happen to me. My miserable life was the proof of God's non-existence. The darkness was about to swallow me utterly. Would I have to sleep out there? God must have wanted me to die slowly in this cold rain instead of granting me an instant death by lightning. I wished the sun would go away. I wished the sun would never rise. I wished that as the woods had grown completely dark, my existence would be hidden by that darkness. I wished that I could just disappear. Had it been an eternity, or was it a matter of seconds? I couldn't even tell time in such darkness. It was then that I saw something. It was a light. I noticed it only because the woods were so dark. But was it really there? Had it been there this whole time? It felt like the light was inviting me towards it. It was a fluorescent light. I didn't normally like fluorescent lights, because I always thought they looked cold. But I didn't feel coldness from that white light. I made myself believe that the light was a guide sent by God. I had to believe, otherwise I wouldn't be saved. The light reflected in a puddle. It wasn't a muddy puddle. It was a puddle on asphalt. I had made it out of the woods and was on a paved road. The light was a street light. Being on a paved road didn't really resolve anything. It was just a country road. It was a road that went through the woods, so there were no houses, no shops, and not even a single car going by. There weren't too many streetlights on the road, so it was still very dark. My feet touched the asphalt. It felt so different from the gravel that I had been walking on earlier. It felt almost merciful. My feet had grown used to walking on gravel, but after feeling the softness of the asphalt, I never wanted to go back to the former again. I could only choose between heading left or heading right. I was grateful to God for leading me to the asphalt road, but I wished that he had given me a little more guidance. Such a little bit of luck couldn't make up for all the unhappiness I'd gone through. And that was when I sensed his guidance. I saw another light in the distance. It was only on the right side. I headed towards it. And when I got there, I understood what it was. I was amazed to find it there. A telephone booth. Who would actually make a call in the middle of nowhere? A telephone booth in the countryside was rather unusual. There were plenty of red public phones all over, but I had always thought telephone booths only existed in big cities. It almost looked as though the telephone booth had been put there as a punishment for doing something bad. When I thought that, I felt bad for the lonely telephone booth. It reminded me of myself. Even if I went inside the telephone booth, What would I even do in there anyway? I already knew the answer to that question, but no matter what, I just had to get in there. The door squeaked as I opened it. There were lots of moths and other bugs flittering around the light. I usually hated bugs, but in that moment I felt like that they were my friends, sheltering from the rain like me. There was no heater, but it was still very warm inside of the booth. It sheltered me from the cold rain. Soon enough, I crumbled to the floor. The warmth from the fluorescent light embraced me gently, and I felt like it was telling me that it was okay to cry. I had no more tears left because I cried them all when the lightning struck. Aching scratches covered my body. My calves were in pain too. Everything hurt everywhere, and I didn't want to get up ever again. I wished I could fall asleep. If I did that, the staff from the orphanage might find me. The windows on the booth were high up, so if I sat down, I wouldn't be visible from the outside. But as it was the only shelter in these dark woods, the staff would be sure to check it. That was why I couldn't stay there for long. Ryukishi's aside.
Telephone booths from back then were completely made of glass, so it was possible to hide inside one.
I'm sorry I have so many lines, I'm just in it.
It's fine. I was thinking that we could take a break soon, and then after the break, I could take over narration.
Yeah, if you want to, you could do that.
Yeah.
My exhausted spirit understood that I had to move, but I just couldn't make myself. Maybe I was experiencing some kind of vision. I felt a strange calmness that I'd never experienced before. I didn't feel that I was myself. It was very strange. I thought that maybe I was killed by that lightning. I'd assumed I was still Miyoko Tanashi, but maybe I wasn't her after all. I seriously considered those things, and I started to think that the telephone booth had something to do with it, because God led me there. He couldn't have done so just because it was providing shelter from the rain. There had to be something else. I wondered what it was. Down on his luck, actor found at roadside decades after leading role in Doctor Who. In Doctor Who. Could there be something in that booth that could save me? I'll keep going. I was like...
I snoozed it one more time.
Okay. But what? A telephone booth is used to make a phone call, but I didn't have any money. But then, I noticed something that looked like copper. My heart skipped a beat. The 10-yen coin I saw wasn't there before. Did I just miss it? I didn't think so. It must have just showed up. In other words, this 10-yen coin was guidance from God. He was telling me to make a call with that coin. But who? There was no telephone book. In that case, I could only call a number I knew. Did God want me to do that, then? There's only one coin. I could only call one number. And I couldn't talk for that long. I had challenged God earlier, so it was just a matter of course, to think that God was challenging me in return. I had only one chance, and he wanted me to test my luck with that chance. I left the phone booth and looked up at the sky. Then I yelled in my heart, "You're on, God." I wondered who I could call. Who? My house? My parents were dead, and I had no relatives. Even if I called, nobody would answer. Actually, the phone bill wouldn't have been paid for a long time, so the phone line would already be disconnected. My house was my lost life itself. No, the debris of my life. Calling home would simply be an expression of regret, which ran counter to the positive attitude of one trying to change their life. So surely using the coin to call my house was wrong, which meant I had to cast this 10-yen coin towards my future. Future? My future? What future, anyway? Then I heard a huge thunderclap, which cleared my mind. In that clear state of mind, I saw something from the past. It was the last sight of my father. His final moments on the hospital bed. Though suffering from pain, he tried to tell me something very important.
If by chance I'm to die, turn to Dr. Takano. Dr. Ifumi Takano. Say it for me.
Ifumi Takano.
That's right. Dr. Hifumi Takano. He's my former teacher. He'll help you.
Daddy, 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 daddy! Many doctors came into the room in a hurry. He wanted to tell me something else, but the doctors stopped him from talking, so it was inaudible. It wasn't audible. It shouldn't have been, but it was to me. I heard it. I heard it, but I didn't want to hear him say it while suffering, so I pretended that I didn't hear. He said it while coughing. I heard it. They were numbers. I swallowed once. That's right. It was a phone number. He knew nobody would take me in because we had no relatives. He told me to get in touch with him, Dr. Hifumi Takano. He tried to tell me his phone number. What had I done? He tried so hard, using his last chance to tell me the most important thing. The thunder from earlier had made me remember it. The number I couldn't remember even once came out so smoothly. I dialed it in. This really was it. This was the number for my father's teacher, Dr. Takano. But my hand stopped just as I tried to put the coin in. What if I hadn't remembered it correctly? No, there was no need to hesitate. I had to believe in myself. This had to be the correct number. I had to dial it before I forgot it again. I picked up the phone and put the coin in. Beep! I heard the dial tone on the other end. At that point, I decided to kill myself. It didn't work. That's a little dramatic. Talking. No! The phone didn't work! I'm killing myself! I could go back into the woods and wait for another lightning bolt. I could lie down and let the rainwater drown me too. I could also fall asleep in the middle of the road and wait for a car to run me over. I made up my mind to put the coin in. I didn't hesitate any longer. I dialed the number at once, but I had to be careful. If you dial quickly, sometimes you can make mistakes. I was getting irritated, and that almost made the phone number go vague in my head. I dialed the last digit and heard some electronic sounds on the other end. I hoped that I dialed the correct number. I didn't know what to say to Dr. Takano if it did connect. Where was I? What was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to ask him? I didn't know any of those things. Making a call isn't cheap. 1 10-yen coin would only buy me short time to talk. The line must have connected then. I heard a ringtone. I only had a short time once someone answered the phone. I thought for a moment that I should put the phone down. Then I could at least get the coin back. I could call back after sorting out my thoughts. But then, someone answered.
I think that's a good place to take a break.
That's what I was gonna say. Also, let me see if I can fix your pronouns, Ani. I think you could fix them there. Perhaps? I don't know. Let's take a break.
My pronouns?
My pronouns? My pronouns. It should automatically post your pronouns in the chat, but it's not. I don't know why.
Submit. Please allow 15 minutes for the changes to take effect.
Boo. Alright, I'm gonna mute us. Unless you don't want to be me.
I'll talk. I'll talk to everybody. They haven't heard me a lot.
Oh, yeah. Make up for all the talking that I did.
You go take a break. I'll be here.
Did not do. Yeah, I might make tea, actually. Let's see if I can make tea.
Dog.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Let's go.
This is good practice for Cal's solo streams. It's true. Can I talk to people? Can I? Guys, I don't know. I've never talked to people before. Guys, is this talking to people? Fuck. What the fuck is a pronoun? The senators are talking about. True, they don't know what a pronoun is. Not the anime boy inner monologue. No, if it was an anime boy inner monologue, it'd be like, I have to do this. This is my promise as a man. Me with my red hair and pronouns. I respect you and your red hair and pronouns. I put mine as he, him, and secondary as it, its. Because I'm tossing that around. The it's part, I mean. I've been him for a long time. But, I don't know. It feels good. Shakes your hand. Yoma, I'm shaking your hand. The business transaction. Pronounce and ingredients are both very fun. They're great. They're really funny. We're back on the this train of the liminal spaces pictures that Spoonie has for the break screen. And I just think that some of these places would be so nice to be in. Like, look at this. With the fucking palm trees and shit. I could sit right there. I wouldn't want to be in this one. This one seems a bit chopped. If I might say so myself.
Are you commentating on the liminal spaces?
Yes, I am. I am.
Awesome.
I wouldn't want to be in this one, because it would mean I was in school again, and that would suck. We need a whole pronoun trade agreement. True. This is a stairwell. I don't know where it is, so I don't know if I want to be there.
It's in the same school, actually.
Oh, X.
I
this
just
is...
have a few photos in here. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
So I know the context. Ah! Alright, well, good thing we're on break.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Bye-bye. I wouldn't mind being in here. I'd like to go hang out on the hook. It'd be like my favorite game I've played once, Dead by Daylight. I wouldn't want to be here because it's outside, and I would prefer to be inside. This is also outside. This is... Okay, I wouldn't want to be here because I just know those fluorescent lights are attracting 8,000 moths directly into my eyeballs. This place seems fine. I could hang out here. Under a bridge. I don't mind a good bridge. Heard they got a new killer. Dead by Daylight gets a new killer like every 5 minutes. I wouldn't want to be here because everything that's happening is on the other end of the hallway, so I would walk to the other end of the hallway. I do want to be here. Do you see how high that snow is? Fuck. Oh, God. I hate that it's still summer. Give me snow, dog. I could be here. I could handle being here. In an awning. I would fuck with moths, but those lights would attract mosquitoes and no-see-ums. No-see-ums? What? I feel like I'm getting up-dogged. What the fuck is a no-see-um? What's the smell like in that stairwell? Probably smells like a stairwell. No-see-um is a real thing, and it makes me so... Gnats that bite? That's all gnats, though, isn't it? I've never known a gnat that doesn't bite. They're so tiny. I mean, I guess that makes sense with the name. You understand where I was coming from, though, right? Because I've never heard that name before in my life. I really felt like I was gonna get up-dogged.
Up-dog?
Like, I'd say, what's a no-see-um? And then one of you would be like, fucking, you don't see them! Because they're not real!
Exactly.
Hi.
My aux cord. It's
Your aux cord?
It's wrapped around my chair.
No. Imagine tiny strands of fiberglass. I don't want to. I don't want to imagine that. It was a crossword answer one. Check out this smarty pants plays crosswords, am I right? That's really cool, actually.
Just unplugged the aux cord to untangle it. Also, there's fucking no one.
Hi.
There was no one at my door. They rang my doorbell, no one was there.
I never heard your doorbell ring, and I usually do.
Oh. Well, that's why I left.
I see.
That's why I left.
Did anybody else hear the doorbell ring?
I mean, it doesn't sound like a doorbell. It sounds like...
I mean, yeah, but like I've heard your doorbell before.
I swear to God, I heard it.
Oyashiro-sama.
It was Oyashiro-sama.
I swear
Apparently.
this happens to people all the time when I'm around. You're the arbiter of doorbells, Vale.
I guess so. Also, one of my neighbors is like out in the hallway sweeping, and I'm like, oh boy, probably heard me yelling, kill me. But I feel like at least some people know that I at least do voice acting, so, anyway. Oh, I have my tea! I forgot. Let me go get it.
What tea do you have?
Peppermint. I'll leave it unmuted so people can hear me.
Spoonie gets hospitalized stream 1. Why would you want Spoonie to be hospitalized? That's terrible. Put a recording in session sign on your door. Don't do that. The person in the building next to me sings every night around 9 p.m. and I've gotten so used to it. I'm so worried that my neighbors hear me singing when I'm practicing singing. I mean, I usually have the window open for air, so, like, probably they do. Hopefully they like it! Fuck.
It's still steeping, but I wanted to bring it over.
I'll steep you.
It has an axolotl. My steeper is an axolotl. I also have another one. I don't know if I've shown you. It's a little Grim Reaper, and it's called the Grim Steeper.
Oh! Oh!
I bought it from...
Spoonie!
There's like a local tea place nearby that opened up. And
Spoonie?
I saw... What?
When we're off stream, can I see the Grim Steeper?
Yeah!
I'm really enchanted by the Grim Steeper.
Just reminds me of the Grim Steeper. Wonder if I could...
the Grim Steeper.
Hang on. Well, before more drama happens, I need to see if I could just find a picture and then just put it on the screen.
I'm like tearing up. I'm so in love with the Grim Steeper.
I found him. I found it. Hang on.
Are you gonna like throw it up on screen or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it.
Oh my god! Look at it! Holy shit! Holy shit, it's the Grim Steeper! Oh my god! It's him!
I'm like gonna fucking cry.
I'm so fucking glad I'm alive. This is what it's all fucking about, baby!
This is what life is all about. It's the Grim Steeper. That's a thing I own.
Oh. Oh.
I need to clip that.
And
I'm like,
he looks so delightful.
he's so happy. I love him.
Steeping grimly. Damn right. That's his
Steeping
job.
grimly. Yeah, I forget what the axolotl was called. It was also like a funny tea pun, but I forgot. But he hangs out.
Axolotl, I don't know.
It's probably something like that. It's probably something like that. I love how the clip thumbnail has the Grim Steeper. Oh! Alright.
Oh, the Grim Steeper is my best friend, actually.
The Grim Steeper is me! Alright, you wanna do the narration?
No! Yeah, I do.
Okay. Awesome.
But then, someone answered.
Should I be Grandpa? Or do you want to be Grandpa?
I will.
Okay. Okay, be Grandpa.
Hello, this is the Takano residence. I felt like I was suffocating. My memory had been correct. I couldn't tell the age of the speaker, but it was a grown man's voice. Anyone who was my father's teacher must have been quite old. Never mind that. I had to hurry and say something. Hurry, hurry.
Are you Dr. Takano? Dr. Hifumi Takano?
Yes, who is this? He must have been suspicious. I couldn't blame him. A stranger was asking him about his name. Of course he'd get suspicious.
I'm sorry. I'm Tanashi. Miyoko Tanashi.
Tanashi-san. Yes.
My father told me to get in touch with you. His name is Takemitsu Tanashi?
Tanashi. Tanashi. Ah, Tanashi-kun. I remember him. His voice suddenly changed. Dr. Takano had remembered his old student.
I'm his daughter. He told me to call you.
Did something happen to Tanashi-kun? Ah, not good. I was going to run out of time.
My parents died in a train accident, and I was told to call you.
Tanashi-kun is dead. See. Both of them? I'm sorry to hear that. I knew him from when I was teaching at college. He was a very hard-working young man. I think the last time I saw him was at the wedding. Obviously, he didn't know I was born. But he remembered my father. That was truly a stroke of luck. So, what did Tanashi-kun want to tell me?
Well...
I didn't know what to say. I was only told to call Dr. Takano. How could I tell him that? My time was running out. I felt more and more anxious by the minute. Phone calls are disconnected without notice.
Sorry, I had to bring something up to make sure I could see everything for stream.
But somehow I sensed it. I only had enough time left for one sentence. So I decided to say one sentence filled with all of my hopes.
Help me!
The phone call got disconnected. Maybe he only heard part of what I said. I could only hope he was able to sense my despair. I couldn't hear anything from the receiver anymore. But I actually talked to Dr. Takano. So about those Satoko parallels, huh? Yeah, true. True. I confirmed that Dr. Takano existed. He existed, and he remembered my father. If he grieved over his student's death, he would come visit my house. And he would find out I was sent to an orphanage. Then he would come get me. That's when tears flowed down my cheeks again. I thought that my life was hopeless. I never knew that finding even a grain of hope could make me feel so happy and strong. The voice I heard on the phone was so warm and dependable. My father must have thought about me for a long time in that hospital bed, and came up with a name that he could trust his daughter with. Dr. Hifumi Takano. So I could trust Dr. Takano. I had to believe that he would find me. But it might take more than just a few days. I'd have to wait patiently. A few days? A month? More? I could only wait patiently. Either way, I couldn't stay in the telephone box. The staff would easily find me there. I went out into the rain again. But this time, the rain felt a little warmer than before. I'd wished to die by lightning. But after that phone call, I was filled with hope and the will to live. I wanted to live, and that was why I felt pain all over my body. When I still wished to die, I didn't feel anything. I had to wait patiently until Dr. Takano came to pick me up. I had to get to the House of Love and Mercy. That would be the best place to wait for him. I didn't think the orphanage would tell him I escaped to the House of Love and Mercy. But the house wouldn't stop me from calling him. All I'd have to do was call him again and let him know where I was. But I didn't know where I could find the House of Love and Mercy. I couldn't see any signs anywhere, and I didn't even know which direction the orphanage I escaped from was in. The House of Leaves and Mercury, true. But I just couldn't stop. I had to walk. I had to find shelter. I had to find someone and ask for directions to the House of Love and Mercy.
I keep thinking of, like, Wish House, but that's more like the orphanage she came from.
I had to keep going because I finally saw the light at the end of the tunnel. The chills and throbbing pain tormented me, but I couldn't die until I met Takano-sensei. I wished a car would come by. If it was someone who lived in the area, I could ask, but the police wouldn't do me any good. I was sure the orphanage had already called the police about our escape, and they wouldn't be forgiving. The police were sure to send me back to the orphanage. Either way, I wished that someone would show up. Otherwise, I'd have to keep walking on the asphalt in the darkness forever. Asphalt, I like that word.
Asphalt. The fault of the ass. Sorry.
No. How long did I walk? It's still no car. Just as I couldn't help but think maybe the world perished, leaving only me behind, a car showed up. I sensed the car coming up behind me, so I turned around. I saw their headlights approaching me. I thought for a moment. Should I stand in the middle of the street to stop the car? It was so dark. I didn't think the car would notice if I just waved at it. But if I were to stand in the middle of the street, I could get run over. While I thought, the car was getting closer and closer. When I made the phone call, I panicked and didn't know what to say. So with this car, I'd have to think very carefully. If I couldn't think of anything, then I should just let the car go. With those thoughts vaguely on my mind, I was incredibly surprised when the car slammed the brake with a screech and came to a stop. Maybe I wasn't all there after the miraculous experience of lightning striking near me? I had lost half of my mind in those dark woods, so I probably wasn't thinking very straight.
Also, she messaged me on the side. I do have a fan on, so there's probably going to be a little bit of weirdness with the audio. But thank you for letting me know. I hope it's not too distracting.
I don't hear it.
Okay, cool.
The car had stopped after recognizing me. In other words, the driver knew who I was. You're an alpha chatter. I don't think that's something you want to be.
No,
that's just a tier below the simp thing.
No, Sheeb is a real one. Sheeb even like has helped with volunteer shit. So I'm like, yeah, Sheeb, hell yeah, let's go.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
And the only people in the area who would recognize me were. Suddenly, a chill ran through my whole body. I started to dash away. I heard a voice calling after me. I no longer had the strength to run. My feet were trembling and I couldn't make them cooperate. I realized then that I shouldn't have sat down in the telephone booth. That was why I couldn't keep running. I was suddenly grabbed from behind, the collar of my clothes almost choking me. I heard fabric being ripped. I fell in a puddle and a staff member got on top of me. This time, his finger wasn't in my mouth. All I could do was struggle. As I did so, I remembered all the scary stories Eriko and the others told me. All the torture the children who were caught had to endure. The drowned ducky punishment, the mashed caterpillar punishment, and the splayed piggy punishment.
That one, like, all of those sound terrible.
It's the fact that you don't know what they are.
Yeah.
The names of those eerie-sounding punishments came to my mind. I screamed and struggled with all my might, but it was too late. I was shoved into the back seat of the car. Why couldn't they just let me go? Simple. They didn't want me talking about them to anybody. The staff were yelling and screaming while chasing me, but once we were in the car, they went silent. It was like the Grim Steeper had come to get me.
Hang on, I need to bring him back. Oh. Oh no! Oh no!
This is a dark turn. Now he's like fucking Jigsaw.
Okay, I need to stop. I love being a streamer.
Whether I liked it or not, I had to come to terms with the fact that my luck had run out. But I'd called Takano-sensei, so I knew he would come to get me. I didn't know when that would be, but I knew it would happen someday. So I wanted to live. I would be saved if I lived. I couldn't even imagine the kind of punishment that was waiting for me. But even so, I said to myself, I have to live! I'd already found the light at the end of the tunnel. All I had to do was endure until I reached it. The car stopped. We'd arrived at the front gate of the orphanage. The two staff members grabbed my shoulders so I wouldn't run. My shoulders are very skinny, so it hurt a lot. I was scared. Scared of what I would have to go through. We went through the door and I was finally sheltered from the rain. In a way, I wasn't sheltered at all, though. It was the middle of the night, and long past time to turn all the lights off. The orphanage should have been quiet. But I heard a noise. It was a strange noise. The noise of a shower. The noise of metal objects crashing into each other. Also the staffs yelling and screaming. A chill went down my spine. What could I possibly write down to fully describe this fear? A staff member knocked on the door of the storage room and the door opened. The moment it did, an angry roar issued from inside. A sight leapt into my eyes. I couldn't completely take in the bizarre scene before me. 2 staff members were hitting a mat with bamboo swords while yelling violently. It was a mat used in, the one you use when you do gymnastics. Why was it rolled up like that? The rolled up mat was tied to the string and was standing up in the corner. The staff members kept hitting it. Usually words are said to a person. Why were they yelling at a rolled up mat? The way they were hitting and yelling at it, it was as if they'd gone mad. But wait, I could see something sticking out from the top of that rolled up mat. It was, let me see, whose shoes were those? All of a sudden, I froze and couldn't think anymore. One man stood in front of me. The man's pinky finger was wrapped in bandages. My eyes moved upwards from his pinky finger and met with his. The beast's eyes met mine, peering with intent to devour me. I squeezed out a voiceless scream. My voice didn't come out, so it was more like a goldfish opening and closing its mouth. The beast stuck his little finger in front of me and roared. I couldn't tell if it was a word or a meaningless shriek, but I was certain it was something abusive. I was scared. I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. I knew that Dr. Takano would show up and save me. That was why I had to live and submit myself to the fear.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The hand with the bandages grabbed my hair and dragged me along. All I could do was apologize and beg for forgiveness while hoping the beast had even a tiny bit of mercy in him. I was like a broken, apologizing doll. A mad doll that kept muttering apologies until its key wound down. I was their toy, shedding tears, coughing blood, and apologizing in place of clicking gears. I could see into the shower room while he dragged me along. Reminder, this is a horror game. The door was open, and I heard wailing from the inside. What I saw was very strange. There was a locker on its side in the shower. What an odd sight. A locker was taking a shower sideways. I'd never even imagined anything like it before. I can endure anything because Dr. Takano will come save. You're
Yeah.
right, Yoma. The locker was taking a cold shower while 2 staff members hit it with bamboo swords. That explained the metallic noise I heard before. The beast didn't want me to see that. He pulled my hair violently and twisted my neck so that I looked in the opposite direction. Then I realized. He didn't do that to stop me from watching that shower. He did it to make me look at something else. I saw a window in a courtyard. Usually it was too dark to see anything. But the lights were on and the courtyard was very bright. Then I saw it. Inside of the hen house. I saw... What is that? And... that hair was Eddie. But why was she... That was far too...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 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 I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't want to die! I know Dr. Takano's coming to save me. I know he's coming. I was taken to the staff bathroom. It stunk of ammonia. I saw an which just doesn't fit in the bathroom.
Hang on, I'm turning you up a little bit because the game's really loud.
Why was that in the bathroom, I thought? He's not planning to me with... Is he? No way, no.
I need like a sensor sound on my soundboard. Kanashi, this is your punishment for breaking the rules, okay? Everyone must follow the rules. If you don't, you get punished. Do you understand? I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. I'll do everything you tell me to do. Promise, I really do. Please spare me. Please spare me from that. Extremely loud buzzer. Yeah. No, that hurts. No. I hope my neighbor is not too concerned for me right now. Poke my head out and be like, hey, sorry, I'm just voice acting child abuse.
I think having the sensors there is extremely effective.
I do too.
Because you can really run your imagination as to what the fuck they were doing there.
And what your imagination comes up with is probably worse than anything that could be named.
Yes, exactly.
And described. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Oh, whoa, what's this? A horror game?
Just peeking out and giving a thumbs up to the neighbor. That XXXX made me really worried, not gonna lie. Yep. Any tips? No tips. Get nothing.
You don't get them. You don't deserve them. You ran away.
Whatever.
Swag ever.
Also, how's the volume with everything, you guys? Because the game got pretty loud. I wanted to just make sure that Cal was heard. Good. Cool.
Does everyone hear me?
Yeah! Volume good.
How long have I been crying? I don't even know how long I've been comforted like this. My grandfather's hand is on my cheek to comfort me. I'm holding his hand lovingly and pressing my cheek against it. Are you okay?
Grandpa?
My grandfather put his other hand on my head. The warmth of his palms gradually calmed me down. Piles of documents were all around me. It was a mistake to sort through data while lying on a fluffy carpet. I must have fallen asleep and had a terrible dream. If you sleep facing down, the pressure on your chest makes it easier to have nightmares. It's getting quite late. Why don't you go to sleep, Yoko?
I'm fine. I took a nap, so I'm not sleepy anymore. I'm almost done, so I'm going to finish up, okay?
You have school tomorrow. You should go to sleep, otherwise you'll get scolded for yawning again. I've been going to bed late recently. Because of that, I yawn a lot at school. My teacher must have written a note to my grandfather.
I'm fine. I'll go to sleep as soon as I'm done. So please let me finish, okay? Besides, you shouldn't mind me. Go back to your study and continue with your article.
The day for him to present his findings is approaching. He's been working so hard, devoting himself to his research, but there's unfortunately a limit to what an individual can do. He needs a collaborator in order to go further with his research. He has to explain that his investigation could be the key to solving the mysteries of human behavior and make people understand just how important this work is. But this research is about a very complicated subject, so he couldn't seek assistance from just anyone. Someone will be able to help him one day. Believing that, my grandfather continued. earnestly continued his research, excuse me. I want to help him more. But all I can do is sort through his data and tidy up his materials. I also assist him around the house so he can concentrate more on his research. He always tells me how helpful I am, but that isn't enough for me. I will study hard, get into a good college, and learn many things so I can actually be of assistance to his research. I'm a mediocre student right now, and I don't particularly like school, but I will do it. I want to help my grandfather. This is such an inspiring story. Even if you had a terrible childhood, you can still grow up and become a Nazi.
God damn it.
If his heart were to fail and he couldn't continue his research, I wouldn't hesitate to cut open my chest and offer my heart up for him.
Normal.
If he needs lungs, I'll give him my lungs. If any of his organs fail, I'll give him mine. There's nothing strange about those feelings.
Yeah, it's normal. It's normal. Yeah.
They're perfectly normal ones.
Yeah, see? Like she said.
Or if he had found me even a day later, I might not have been alive. Or even if I lived, it would either be without my body intact, or with my mind lost to me. In other words, I'm alive because my grandfather came to save me.
Ryukishi is so good at characters. Conspiracy grandpa who's also genuinely kind and helping this kid heal, but also the parasites. Yeah.
If he hadn't rushed to find me, I wouldn't be here. So I won't hesitate to give up my life for him. Moreover, I'd be more than happy to do that. Even though I want to be with him forever, human lives aren't immortal. Just like how my parents died. It happens. So suddenly, without any warning. I will never heal from my parents' deaths. But now that I have my grandfather, I'm not sad. However, his existence isn't eternal either. He may disappear all of a sudden for any unexpected reason. Just like my parents. That's why I wish to be a part of him. That way, no matter what happens, we'll be together forever. I don't want to be alone ever again. I want to be with my grandfather forever. I want to help him forever. Okay. Be sure to go to sleep after you finish this, okay? Promise?
Yep, I promise.
We pinky promised after that. We smiled at each other, and my grandfather went back to his study. The dried up tears are making my cheeks itch. I headed to the bathroom to wash my face and brush my teeth. I looked at my face in the mirror. None of my grandfather's features are recognizable on my face. Of course there aren't. We're not related. He must have a family too, but I've never heard about them. He doesn't seem to want to talk about that subject, so I don't ever ask him about it. I don't care if he has real grandchildren or not. Even if I'm not related to him. I'm a granddaughter of Hifumi Takano. I'm not just a granddaughter either. I want to be more than that. I don't want a parent and child relationship, nor a lover's relationship, nothing like that. I want something more certain that binds our souls. Something not even a tragedy can destroy. I am Miyoko Takano. Hifumi Takano's granddaughter. Maybe it should be Mio instead. That's what my grandfather sometimes calls me. I want to succeed Hifumi's spirit.
Take the ko out of your name and you're no longer a child. That's what ko means.
Since his name counts from 1 to 3, I want us to share that 3 and be the 4th in his line.
Oh, that's cute.
Today my name changes. I wrote that new name in the mirror. Miyo Takano. What a wonderful name for the new me. Very normal child, by the way.
Yeah.
Colonel, sir! Hey, so about Rena changing her name to become a new me. True. Good to see you again.
Takano-kun. Come on, no more Colonel stuff. No. I was worried when I heard you were ill. You sure look great now.
You can
Ugh.
take over narration because my throat hurts.
Okay, let me take a sip of my axolotl.
It's not the Groom Steeper, so who gives a fuck?
My grandfather always told me he doesn't have any friends. He used to tell me everyone died in the war. But that's not true. He has one very close friend. Axolotl.
Well, it's in a mug. It's in a Pony Express mug, actually, like mouthwashing. I am a person with an identity.
You sure are, buddy. Yes.
I'm dead serious. Like, my apartment looks exactly like you'd probably imagine it look. There's like framed pictures of bones and skeletons everywhere, and also plants everywhere, and skulls everywhere. And I have a big banner of a Grim Reaper on my wall behind my TV. It's awesome.
Gently puts a hand on your shoulder. Hey, you're autistic, and that's amazing.
For liking skulls? Do you want to know some, like, deep lore?
I can take a deep look.
Let's take some deep lore real quick. Do you want to know why I love skulls so much?
Why'd you love skulls so much, Spoonie, my friend Spoonie?
Papyrus.
That's so awesome.
I'm like, sometimes I think about it, I'm like, why did I start liking skulls so much? And I was like, because I really liked Papyrus. I loved him.
Yeah.
And it's
awesome.
it's just really funny to me that people have come to know me as like the one who hates Undertale, even though I don't, because the entire reason like I have this skull aesthetic is because Undertale came out and I loved Papyrus and I kept collecting skulls because I was like, yeah, it's Papyrus.
This is barely related, but it's just reminding me of when I went into Affleck's the last time. It was when the Digital Circus final came out in theaters. Because that's what I was outside for. I don't go outside usually. But I went to the theater, and while I was waiting for the time slot, me and my buddies went to a large store in Manchester called Affleck's Palace. If you're ever in the area, people, it's a great place to go for if you're like punk or scene or alternative in any way.
Yeah.
And the conceit of this store is that it is a lot of miniature stores in one large building that set up in little areas and sell various different things. And they change out a lot as like people can and cannot afford the rent, etc., etc. But when I was last there, they had this exhibition of taxidermied animals, and I was so fucking angry that I had to go to a theater showing in like an hour after that. I couldn't just buy a raven and go into the fucking cinema with it. I was so fucking mad. I wanted a stuffed animal so bad. They were so cool.
Dude, you should have just done that and just had like a taxidermied like raven with you like in your lap.
I don't think they would have let me in. I also had to take a bus journey after that. So you can imagine me being jostled around.
Aw, yeah. Man, that sucks. It would have been so cool. I'm just looking around my apartment now and I'm like, yeah, I have so many skulls. What the fuck?
You know what I could have gotten? I probably could have gotten, realistically, one of the, like, pinned bugs. Because they had, like, butterflies and some beetles, and they had these, like, really beautiful, what are they called? Like, you know when you have a glass, a terrarium. A terrarium with, like, pinned bugs and stuff in them. And they were so gorgeous, but you know what I did get? That I didn't realize they would let me buy? They let me buy a little clown doll.
Yay!
And
awesome.
It was like 15 pounds, and he's right next to me. His name is Pietro.
I'm so happy. That's so good. I love Clown.
I love him. I love Clown.
I love Clown. But one more aside that's just slightly tangential from the skull thing. So I started leaning into the Grim Reaper thing around the same time I started liking skulls because of Papyrus. Because I had this realization, I was like, I really like skulls now. And my two characters that I cosplayed that were like the most, like what I became known for when I was cosplaying were Marluxia from Kingdom Hearts and Death the Kid from Soul Eater. Two characters that represent death and are also like basically the Grim Reaper. Because Marluxia has the scythe and he's surrounded by Sakura petals, which represent death. And Death the Kid is literally the kid of death. That's why he's named that. And I'm like, okay, so I'm the fucking Grim Reaper, I think. And I also, at the time, I was like seeing a lot of ghosts every fucking where. And I was like, I also see ghosts all the time, so you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
You've told me so many ghost stories that
I have.
fascinate out of me.
The theater is not the most haunted place I've been in.
It's not? What's the most haunted place you've been in?
There was a fucking house I lived in Oklahoma. I saw ghosts fucking everywhere. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what happened. But there, like the house I lived in Oklahoma, there was also a place, I think Oklahoma is built on like some like graveyard or some shit. But there was I'm sorry, this is the longest tangent ever, but there was a house I lived in Oklahoma where my friend who did not believe in ghosts saw a ghost in the garage and ran out terrified and was like, I'm fucking crazy. I just saw this like woman like in the window and she like grinned at me and like screamed at me and I ran away. I think I'm fucking crazy. I'm seeing shit. And I was like, no, I think we should not go in the garage anymore. That's fucking scary. Yeah, no, there was some bad energy in that garage, and that sounds like some woo-woo, like, new age bullshit, but no, I, like, threw, like, sage water and, like, shit at that garage. I was like, I have too many ghost stories. I have so many. But I'm sorry for the long-ass, tangent.
No, the people are here for us.
They're here for our tangents. People like our tangents, I've been told. But I'm doing narration right now. That's right. This is him. He's an elderly man my grandfather calls Colonel Koizumi. I don't know exactly where they met, but every time they get together, all they talk about is the military and the war. Ah, the war. So I guess that's where they met. That's...
Look at you, Mio-chan. How tall are you now?
We just had a physical checkup the other day, and I think I've grown 2 centimeters.
That's wonderful. Good girl. Make sure you eat well, play a lot, and grow big and healthy. I envy you, Takano-kun, for having such a cute granddaughter.
Mr. Koizumi knows that my grandfather and I aren't related, but he always calls me his granddaughter. That makes me very happy, so I poured a little more black tea in his cup. After I finished serving tea, I left with a bow. I wanted to stay and listen to them talk, but I guess my grandfather doesn't want me to hear stories of the war, so he always makes me leave. I left before I was told to, but having to leave doesn't mean I need to go to a different room. I just headed to the other side of the huge living room instead. Although I'm not right by them, I can still sit on a sofa and listen to their conversation, and if they need something, I can come help them right away. I try to earn points that way to prove I'm useful. I sat on a sofa away from them and started reading an encyclopedia. While doing that, I tried to listen to their conversation.
That's great. The professor said they want to come over on Sunday, the week after next. Really? Thank you very much, Koizumi-san. Don't mention it. This just means the report that you wrote was that interesting, Takano-kun. They're showing a lot of interest. They even said it's possible that this research could receive the Nobel Prize. Nobel Prize? That sounds wonderful.
My grandfather laughed. Since he laughed so cheerfully, something great must have happened. Mr. Koizumi must have shown the society the essay my grandfather was about to announce and gauged their reactions, and supposedly they found it extremely interesting. That means they recognize the value of my grandfather's research. That makes me happy too.
But what worries me is that you'll get infected with the syndrome yourself. Make sure you don't end up clawing your own throat, okay? Well, maybe I'm already infected.
That's a knee slapper. Don't claw out your own throat!
But Hinamizawa syndrome is harmless if you live a normal life. It was a dangerous disease back when the villagers believed in Oyashiro-sama and bound themselves with strict rules. But those have faded over time, and now people rarely show symptoms unless something major happens. After that many cases, a patient's emotional state has a lot to do with how the syndrome develops.
Oh no! Oh no, JM! No!
JM, you got the syndrome. You'll have to come with us.
Got the Hinamizawa syndrome.
So, when one is under a lot of pressure, like during the war, the disease gets worse. That's right. Well, there's nothing to worry about. The subjective symptom of the initial stages is a paranoia akin to that in depression. Once you notice it happening, you can teach yourself to relax emotionally and physically by using my breathing method, and you should also get at least 9 hours of sleep a night over a 1-week period. That's how you prevent it from worsening. In fact, all of the Hinamizawan soldiers under my direction, not one even died mysteriously.
Just imagining anybody with Hinamizawa syndrome with a dog coat. They put a dog coat on them to keep them from scratching their neck. As he talks, Grandfather started demonstrating the Takano breathing method and a bizarre exercise technique. According to him, this technique relaxes the body and lets blood and lymphatic fluid flow smoothly. As a result, you relax emotionally, too. I want to know this method. The movements involved in the technique are so weird. I had to look away because my grandfather looks so silly. That was the one thing about his research that I felt bad about. Oh, Grandfather asked me to do this exercise too. I don't want to make him sad, so I do it when instructed.
I'm glad to hear that. Hideo Noguchi died in the middle of his research. So please be careful, okay? However, Noguchi-sensei's great work is still acknowledged even after his death. As a researcher, I'm sure that was his long-term goal.
Grandfather tells me about Hideo Noguchi often. He was born as the son of a poor farmer, but he studied hard and became a doctor. However, he was mistreated because of his background, so he left Japan. He moved to the United States. There he made many accomplishments as a researcher. He discovered a vaccine for yellow fever. Grandfather's background is somewhat similar to his, so he often said that, of all researchers, he admired him the most. Hideo Noguchi died in North Africa. While he discovered a vaccine for yellow fever, he heard it wasn't effective on yellow fever in North Africa. He went there to research it, came down with the disease, and died. A researcher losing his life for his research. Sometimes that is a test of a researcher's courage. In that sense, Grandfather is very brave to visit Hinamizawa himself to gather information. He himself says he may already be infected. Although my grandfather estimates from ancient texts that the Hinamizawa syndrome was only a menace centuries ago.
Ancient texts.
The ancient texts! And now it's no different from the usual bacteria that share a symbiosis. Is it I've always heard symbiosis, not symbiosis. Which I heard in the fucking...
Right.
Symbiosis. Humans. Fucking in the Venom movie trailers I saw, I never saw any of the Venom movies, they said symbiotes, and I was like, no. What are you saying? I was pissed off. Symbisexualosis.
True.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen the first Venom movie. I guess I didn't think about it much because, like, if you're describing a thing that you have invented, i.e. the symbiotes, then I guess you can pronounce it however the fuck you want.
Yeah, I guess there's that differentiation between actual symbiotes and then, like, you know, the alien symbiotes. Like, sure, I get it. But in the PS1 Spider-Man game I played, which is, like, the reason I liked Spider-Man growing up in the first place, is, they said symbiotes. They just said symbiotes. Symbiotes.
The Sims in the game, The Sims by Oats. Sorry.
You're saying it too much. It's stopping becoming a word.
It's not a word anymore. It's like liminal now for me. I said liminal so many times. It's like, what the fuck? That's not a word. Many people became ill with the disease during the war, but that was because they were in an extremely abnormal situation. In today's peaceful environment, it's almost impossible for a person to develop symptoms. He sounds very optimistic, but he never brought me with him to Hinamizawa, so maybe he isn't as optimistic as all that. However, since I live with him, there is a possibility that I'm already infected as well. Hydra Man. Woke. I'm not worried at all. That's because my grandfather has taught me that as long as I maintain myself physically and emotionally, I won't develop any symptoms. I know all about the horrible terminal symptoms of Hinamizawa syndrome, but I'm not overly fearful of them. Grandfather is enjoying his conversation with Mr. Koizumi. That's understandable. Mr. Koizumi told him some people showed great interest in his report. They even want to come over on Sunday, the week after next, to meet and talk to him directly. With the rapid advance of modern medicine, unexplored frontiers are steadily dwindling. Was it possible the Hinamizawa syndrome my grandfather discovered might be a new continent in the field? It'll be decided in 2 weeks. It sounds like there will be more than one person coming. It also sounds like they're all important people in the society. They're all rich and famous, yet they aren't satisfied with just that. They all want to be involved with something that's worth an international award. This is a chance to gain assistance and sponsorship at the same time.
I'll see you in 2 weeks. I'll make sure to be here. Good luck. Thank you very much. I owe you everything. It's too early to say that. Let's wait until you find some sponsors. When that time comes, let's have a toast with that treasured wine of yours.
Is Koizumi the old man at Takano?
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to connect some dots. That was the last of their conversation. My grandfather kept his head bowed until Mr. Koizumi was gone. It sounded like he set up this great chance for my grandfather, so I bowed my head just like him.
Did you hear that? Finally, there's a chance for me. There are people who are interested in my report.
I know, I heard. Now you'll have people to fund you and the people to help with your research.
Well, that's not set in stone yet.
I'm gonna turn my fan around. I'm getting nervous that it's making the... There we go.
Okay. Although he didn't want to admit it, he had a good feeling about it. The research he had conducted all alone was finally able to gain recognition. Sunday the week after next?
Quite. I'll be busy. Their first impression depends on my presentation. I have to arrange my data. No, I should probably practice explaining things in front of people. Anyway, I'll have to make sure I don't forget anything.
Boy, it'll be a lot of work to rearrange your data. Your handwriting is bad, so maybe you should write bigger.
Anyway, I'll be busy. The next 2 weeks will go by fast.
You're right. I'll help you too.
All the formalin jars have to be dusted. What the fuck is a formalin jar?
Also, we'll need to straighten our rolled up documents. Do you think leaving them laid out under the rug overnight would fix it?
Formaldehyde.
Formaldehyde.
So I guess it's like a preservation jar.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
We have plenty of things to do. Mio, could you help me?
Specimen jar, that makes sense. Yeah.
Of course! I'll skip school for it.
No, you can't miss school.
We laughed together, thrust our fists into the air, and motivated ourselves to work hard toward the week after next. Since that day, my grandfather spent more time in his study. It's not easy to create a report that you're going to show other people. Copying machines hadn't been invented back then.
I read those coping mechanisms for some reason. Coping mechanisms hadn't been invented back then.
Copying machines hadn't been invented back then, so everything had to be handwritten. He knows it's somewhere, but he can't just remember where he put the data he needs. As for me, I have to make sure I have enough guest cups to serve the tea, so I'm counting them. Do I have enough tea leaves? Maybe I should get something to go with tea. My grandfather knows nothing about these things.
coping mechanisms hadn't been invented back then. End of scene. Cut back to adult Takano. There's a whole
And
list
that's why she's so fucked up now.
There's a whole list of chores to do. Yeah, Takano's coping mechanism was, like, coping mechanisms were invented later, and it was Takano, you know, orchestrating Oyashiro-sama's curse. That's her coping mechanism. I need to clean the windows so the room will be bright. What else? The 2 weeks passed quickly while we busy ourselves getting things done. What a wonderful 2 weeks it is. I can finally feel that I'm actually doing something to help my grandfather with his research. I hope the day of the meeting will be a memorable one for my grandfather. I hope that day will be a beautiful and clear one.
Oh, how beautiful.
Oh, how beautiful flashbang. Just as I wished. The day is beautiful.
Do we want to take a break? Because the ad's gonna run soon.
It's a good place to take a break, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we just took a break. God damn.
It was like 45 minutes ago.
That's true.
Leave my mic open. I am gonna very quickly go get water, but then I'll be back and talk to people.
Okay. Nah, fuck it, I'll just keep my mic on. I'm just drinking my tea. Man, we are still in, like, before everything. I don't think we've gotten to, like, present day Takano, and I think there was, like, a moment of present day Takano, but I can't be sure. She, like, jolted awake from her nightmare. I really like, oh yeah, she drank some crappy coffee, that's right. I really like all the parallels between, like, the main cast and Takano that are being, like, established. Because I've always really liked how, like, when there are parallels between the villains and the protagonists, or the main cast, and it kind of goes to show, like, you can have, like, similar upbringings, but you can either, like, you can go in different directions. Like, Satoko could have ended up like Takano, could end up like Takano, you know? Because of her abuse. And similar things with, like, Rena. You know? Next time I'm at the Great Lakes Hospital. Hello, I heard you, Turglin.
Oh, I burped. I'm sorry.
No, I just heard, like, you know, the sounds of somebody in, like, across from their mic again. I was so mad I said turgled.
I don't want to be making weird, gross body noises on the mic. You feel me?
You didn't make weird, gross body noises. I didn't hear anything. Give me them.
It sounded like you were gasping for air, like you just dove back up from the ocean.
Who turgled?
Dog!
Who the fuck turgled? Hi, Theo. But no, I've always enjoyed, like, when there are very clear parallels between, like, the main cast and the villain. And
Yes.
The whole, like, we're not so different, you and I, but one person went in the absolute, like, different direction, and the other, like, the main cast is going in, like, you know, a happier direction. But it
Yeah.
also suggests that it is very possible that anybody in the main cast, and it has been demonstrated many times, could snap and become, like, fucked up. I don't know.
Everyone has the capacity to be a terrible person, which is why you have to try really, really hard to not do that.
I guess the thing that's missing from Takano's life is, like, you know, like, that, the thing that was missing is, like, genuine, like, love. Like, her grandfather did love her, but he also was kind of fucking crazy. So, that led her down a dark path. I don't know. I hate to bring Silent Hill up. But Silent Hill 3 is an example of this shit because, like, Heather is essentially, like, I guess spoilers for Silent Hill 3, but it's like a 25-year-old game. Heather is essentially the reincarnation of Alessa. She's the same person. However, she is very different because she was raised with love in opposition to Alessa, who was raised by a cult. So, they just end up being very different people, and they choose different things in the end. Like, Alessa just wanted to fucking die, and Heather was like, no, I want to live, and I want everyone to be happy, and I don't want God to be born and kill everybody. Fuck. Oh, spoilers! And I don't know, I love that shit. I love that, like, people are so, like, everyone's capable of being a terrible person, is what I'm trying to say. But you change one factor, or a few factors, and they won't be terrible. This is very eloquent. Let's get back to it. I'm very eloquent and smart and intelligent. I did good in school. Yeah.
You're so good.
Evening. Did you want to take over narration again, or are you fine if I keep going?
I'm fine if you want to keep going.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. I'll take a sip of my tea again. I have too much energy. My grandfather, having dressed formally, paced around his study nervously. I'm also in a beautiful dress. I've only worn it once before, at my piano recital. But I'm not nervous.
Makes sense that you're a piano kid.
I'm not nervous like my grandfather. His silly nervousness actually relaxes me. Are they here yet? Grandfather looked out the window. Give this one a 0 out of 10 for gameplay. It's a novel! We're reading! It's story time! There's no gameplay!
I open a book. I go to my IGN page. I give the Count of Monte Cristo 0 out of 10 because I don't get to kill anything with a gun.
I don't get to play! And a black car stopped in front of the gate. Back then, a car was a luxury item. That's right, this would be like the 60s. Wouldn't it? Yeah. Damn. I don't think I had even one classmate whose family owned a car. So it only makes sense that the men coming out of the car look respectable. Grandfather and I ran out to welcome them.
Welcome. I'm Takano. Thank you for coming today.
May I take your jacket? I greeted them and filled the role we decided ahead of time. Though my being relaxed by my grandfather's silliness ended at that point. Both my grandfather and I were stiff with anxiety as we greeted them now that the moment was here.
Nice to meet you, Doctor. And hello, young lady. Are you his granddaughter? Yes. Mio, please say hello.
Very nice to meet you. I'm Mio Takano.
What a good girl. I'm here in place of Koizumi-sensei. Something came up and he can't make it today. He's very sorry. I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
The person who set up everything isn't here. My grandfather even had his treasured wine ready, just as they promised 2 weeks ago.
Everyone, let me introduce you. This is Dr. Hifumi Takano. Dr. Takano was a leading member of the Research Center for the Prevention of Epidemics in Manchuria during the war. He made many advances in developing synthetic food and synthetic alcohol as measures against malnutrition and ration shortages.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me. The men are even older than my grandfather. They take off their hats one at a time to greet him. Their beards, expensive-looking canes, and glasses tell me they are very high up in the society. The society. Grandfather bows to each one of them.
Everyone, please come into the study. Please excuse the mess. Come in, come in. Mio, serve tea for everyone.
Yes. I wasn't nervous at all earlier. But now I think I'm the most nervous one. I'm not the one making the presentation, and I'm not the one being evaluated, so it's ridiculous that I'm feeling so nervous. I don't know if I should use that as my excuse, but I was so nervous that I knocked over the thermos I had filled to the brim with hot water, and ruined the black tea I'd chosen specifically for this day. I apologized to my grandfather and started to boil water again. I just need enough for the guests. By the time I had cups of tea and cookies ready, grandfather's presentation was at its key part.
It pierces the blood or lymph vessels and spreads to the spinal cord, and from there it travels along the cerebrospinal fluid to the brain. I've confirmed many cases of encephalitis after autopsies. Eosinophilic... fuck! Eosinophilic meningoencephalitis. Eosinophilic meningoencephalitis. Eosinophilic meningoencephalitis is known to be caused by roundworm, and we predict its behavior to be extremely similar. Fuck me.
I'm sorry for laughing. Those are really hard words.
I saw those words come up and my heart dropped.
Grandfather said, walking between samples in formalin jars and pointing to several as he gave his explanation. There are over 100 formalin jars in here with parts of brains in them. That's awesome.
Ew.
They were all very dusty, so I spent a few days cleaning them. What? Very different
reactions.
That's awesome. And you guys, ew!
Yucky.
Yucky! I'm rather proud to see the sparking jars all lined up like this.
However, roundworms induce an extremely wide range of symptoms. A headache, narcosis, derangement. None of those are characteristic of symptoms of roundworms. On the other hand, symptoms of Hinamizawa syndrome are very specific to that disease.
You're saying one of them is to claw out one's own throat, yes?
Exactly. Some soldiers witnessed it just before their fellows died. Such self-mutilation was never before seen in any disease. It only occurs in Hinamizawa syndrome. Also, since that symptom is only seen with terminal stage patients, I believe I believe that's a means of exodus, something we've seen before in several parasites. Parasites mature inside of an organism, reproduce, and then leave the host and look for the next one.
So, what do you think about the fact that the cases were only seen in the soldiers from Hinamizawa, even though other soldiers touched their blood, which must have been full of parasitic eggs or larvae? Don't you think there was a possibility of them getting infected?
I suspected things like an incubation period, but since it was limited to people from the Hinamizawa region, I believe something such as the unique local climate must play a role. I'll talk about that in the next part, but the ancient indigenous beliefs of Hinamizawa have...
That can't be possible, Dr. Takano. I've never heard of parasites behaving socially.
Yes, well, that is one of the revolutionary discoveries in the Hinamizawa syndrome.
The elderly gentlemen mumbled to each other while pointing at the data. With that, I finally realized things aren't going too well. Yeah, you could take
Dr. Takano, I've been reviewing your data while listening to your gracious presentation. First of all, it's simply impossible for parasites to control human minds. Human thoughts are controlled by the brain, which is a work of art created by God.
Okay.
Furthermore, ideology is an extremely advanced aspect of human thought. It's an advanced capability bestowed only to humans on this planet. Yet you would say parasites intervene in that? Please, that's absurd.
I agree. Ideology can also be considered a manner of thought that prioritizes the whole over the individual. In other words, that's the most important prerequisite condition for a society. There's no way parasites would be gifted with that when their only demand is to pass on their genes. In the field of biology, there has never once been a discovery of sociality or eusociality within parasites.
But there are cases of parasites interfering with the host's behavior.
You're misunderstanding one thing, Dr. Takano. The principle that drives parasites capable of controlling their host is always reproduction and propagation. It's only that primitive concept. Even in the example you used before of a rat infected with Toxoplasma gondii, losing its aversion to cats, the altered behavior is simply a means to let their host be eaten by a better host in order to change hosts.
That's just like a grasshopper infected with a horsehair worm drowning itself. Once a horsehair worm matures, it becomes aquatic. When that happens, it guides a grasshopper to the water and drowns it, and then enters the environment it's adaptive. Exactly. The suicidal act of clawing one's own throat corresponds to that in the case of Hinamizawa syndrome. For example, guinea worms escape the body by having the host scratch the affected areas.
Indeed. The purpose of all these parasites is reproduction. For them to infest the brain, God's masterpiece. No. Infecting the brain itself isn't that strange. But to say they infest it and influence human ideology is frankly delusional. In fact, that's a dangerous idea.
I don't think it's that strange that Hinamizawa, an isolated culture, developed its own unique faith. There are actually many examples of that all over Japan. So are you saying that all of them were due to parasites? Or that they were all due to cultural reasons except the one in Hinamizawa, which was caused by parasites? How do you establish the distinction? Well, as I said in my autopsies on the Hinamizawan soldiers who died in the war, there was sufficient evidence to believe—
Excuse me, Dr. Takano. I don't think you've gathered enough case studies to call it clinical data. Furthermore, as you said, it was during the war.
No, I mean, as I explain in the next part, Hinamizawa syndrome develops when one experiences suspicion, nervousness, and stress and becomes emotionally unbalanced.
I think it's a unique approach to suspect some manner of commonality if there were several cases of unique and bizarre self-mutilations, such as clawing one's throat out. Yet, that's all the more reason it's unreliable. Maybe it was just a coincidence that such rare cases happened under abnormal circumstances like the war. I believe you witnessed the convergence of coincidences and trapped it in a gestaltist view, deluded yourself into finding a pattern.
To prove otherwise, you would need an enormous amount of clinical data on Hinamizawa syndrome patients. But ethically, that's impossible to prove.
The natives' act of recognizing it as a curse suggests it's more within the realm of culture-bound syndromes. And you think that it is a delusional parasitic disease? I hate to say this, but I think you admire the beliefs of the Hinamizawans a little too much, and as a result, you yourself have been taken in by their culture-bound reactive syndrome. Actually, that happens quite often with people who research more unusual fields of study. We're trying to be careful ourselves. The more they talk, the paler my grandfather's face becomes. I was just stunned myself. We've never heard of parasites like that. That's impossible. It was just a coincidence that there isn't enough data. This talk goes on, and every time grandfather says something, they dismiss it like that. Before he knew it, my grandfather could only hold his silence before their criticisms.
Well, no revolutionary discovery is accepted at first. Maybe this research of yours is one of those things. Even if it's ridiculed at first, it may achieve recognition in later years. That happens all the time. I'm just an amateur. I'm just a private researcher who didn't graduate from an elite college, nor do I belong to academic clique. I don't have any connections with experts or research centers. That's why this is all I can do. Is the Hinamizawa syndrome real? Or is it just my delusion, like you all say it is? To find out, I need your help.
Of course. If this was the discovery of the century, it would create a major uproar. After all, you're suggesting that human culture and ideology is all the will of parasites, and our frontal lobe is a place for them to live. What an audacious theory.
If a link between the existence of this Hinamizawa syndrome and the disease carrier's belief in Oyashiro-sama could be established, then it would be possible to explain all religions, no, all cultural divisions on Earth.
What a magnificent and unique idea. Dr. Takano, instead of showing people like us your essays in secret, you should publish a book about it for the general public. Grandfather looks at the ground, his fists trembling a little. But their words were far too cruel.
I don't know anything about academics. I'm just a little guy. It's my birthday. Just a little girl. I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but grandfather worked so hard by himself until today. But to prove his research and delve further into it, he needs sponsors. Yet those sponsors are casting him away, calling his research a delusion. That's outrageous. Like asking which came first, the chicken or the egg. Besides, if his research was at the level those cheeky men want to see, he wouldn't need their help. But they're saying that they can't help him unless they see some results that are beyond the level of private research. In any field, doesn't research always start out with just a little idea? If you can prove its existence beforehand, then what's the point of researching it to begin with? If a wild idea can't be the subject of research, how do we gain any knowledge at all? But never mind that. When Mr. Koizumi came 2 weeks ago, didn't he say they were really interested in his research? What's going on? This is the complete opposite of what he said.
Yes. I think this is very interesting research. The human brain still holds many secrets.
Dr. Takano's idea is an extremely unique one. It seems impossible to ignore, especially from a eugenics perspective. Oh, look.
Humans are not God's children. They're simply animals who underwent the baptism of evolution. As such, according to Darwin, there will be differences in the evolution based on its environment. In other words, humans can be either superior or inferior. As a nation, we must think how we can maintain good bloodlines and how we can leave good genes behind. If we do not raise that as a national policy and research towards it, then by the next century, mankind may fall to a fatal position on the hierarchy.
Dr. Takano's research has the potential of encompassing more than just parasitic diseases.
If the evil, inferior humans we shouldn't let breed
Jesus Christ!
can actually be explained by a disease instead of genetics, then it becomes possible to correct their behavior through surgery. As a result, we can leave wonderful people for our future. From the eugenic point of view, Dr. Takano's research should get started immediately.
Jesus Christ! It's possible this could be the greatest discovery since Monize's invention of the lobotomy. I was just talking about that guy. Ah,
These are very bad men.
yeah! If causality between infectious diseases and an individual's nature could be established, this would be more than Nobel Prize worthy.
Oh my god, my Discord, please, no!
Discord, stop! Okay.
Koizumi-sensei, thank you for giving us this chance. Takano-kun is a single-minded and passionate man, but he's not good at dealing with people. He's been working on his research all by himself, but now he's at the limit of what one person can do and he needs help. Please, everyone, listen to what Takano-kun has to say.
Oh, you don't even need to ask, Sensei. We're the ones who should be thanking you for this opportunity.
We're already willing to help him. In fact, the more urgent matter will be arranging jurisdictions within society.
I would like to thank you for giving me an opportunity to be involved in such a unique research project at this age. There was a knock on the door. The sliding door opened, and the owner peeked in.
Excuse me. There's someone asking for you. May I bring him in? Someone? Who could it be?
The owner whispered into Koizumi's ear, and his face turned pale all of a sudden.
Please let him in. No. I'll come greet him with you.
As Koizumi stood up, 2 pairs of footsteps reached the door.
Sensei, I didn't expect you to be here.
Koizumi-kun, long time no see. I have something I need to tell you today.
Yes? If you need to tell me something, I'm all ears. Please go ahead.
The old man known as Koizumi was not someone whose status could be taken lightly. Although he had retired, he was still powerful enough to wield great influence as a fixer. So from his meek attitude, it was easy to figure out what kind of person this man must be. The old man held onto his bodyguard's shoulder as he walked. He had an expensive-looking cane in his other hand. He couldn't even walk on his own because of his old age, but his intense, commanding presence hadn't declined one bit. I'll get straight to the point. Your friend's research, you need to put a stop to that.
Huh? What do you mean?
Koizumi-kun, he must take his knowledge of Hinamizawa syndrome to his grave. Nobody should touch it. If anyone looks into it, well, if you poke a bush, a snake will come out. A big, fat snake, too. Tsuchinoko. It would pay me to just watch you get swallowed by it. That's why I'm here to give you some advice. Your friends wait for a little. So how about it? Do you want to have some drinks with me in a different room?
Yes, I'll come with you straight away.
Koizumi realized that he was being pressured. He didn't know which direction it was coming from, but clearly some authorities weren't comfortable with the research on Hinamizawa syndrome and were trying to stop him from supporting it. Koizumi-kun, do you remember the Marco Polo Bridge incident? That's right.
This is utter nonsense. We came here today expecting to hear a more objective side. Normally we wouldn't come all this way here for something like this, but since Koizumi-sensei asked us, we didn't have a choice.
This really was a waste of time, but in a way, it was a good thing we came. We were able to give you some advice. You should take up bonsai instead of wasting the rest of your life on this. Bonsai is great! This is so rude.
I agree. It's not healthy to just stare at formalin jars in a study.
But it sure is a unique subject. If you want, I'll introduce you to the chief of a publishing company. The general public loves things like this, you know. They aren't even trying to hide their hostility. They're laughing at my grandfather, denouncing him, and saying things to denigrate not only his research, but his personality as well. They are simply trying to provoke him. Any response would just be giving them what they want. Even in this very moment, grandfather tried to remain a noble researcher and a proud human being. He's no longer trembling. On the contrary, he apologized to them for taking up their time and told them he had no intention of keeping them any longer.
We'll give this article back to you, though it'd be much easier if we could actually call it an article.
One of the elderly gentlemen tossed it back to him. Grandfather couldn't catch it in time. The article he worked so hard on fell onto the floor, and the paper scattered all over the carpet. The elderly gentleman left the study without even apologizing for it. Everyone else followed suit. As they left, they trod all over my grandfather's article. It looked like grandfather's expression didn't change, but I could see it warping. I could see the wall of research grandfather bore crunching and warping, sadly. I jumped. I grabbed onto the elderly gentleman's leg. I don't hate him. If I were asked if I hated him or not, the answer would be yes, but that's not the point here. What I really can't stand is this foot stepping all over my grandfather's article. Don't step on it! Don't step on it! Grandpa worked so hard on it! Don't step on it! I just want to move the foot that's standing on his papers, but the foot doesn't move, no matter how hard I push or pull, as if it's rooted to the floor. I felt someone grabbing me from behind. It was my grandfather.
Please excuse my granddaughter. Don't worry about this. We'll clean it up.
Don't! Don't step on them! I'm telling you not to step on my grandpa's article! My screams don't mean a thing to them. They completely ignored my screams. They continued to step on the papers and left the study. Thank you, Antivirus, for taking me out of the game. Fuck you! Okay. Only my grandfather and I remain in there now. My grandfather is still grabbing the back of my collar. I don't have any words left to say, only cries. My grandfather is determined not to show any emotion. He doesn't even open his mouth. It's detecting Hinamizawa syndrome. So I have to
The way
cry
the music
for him.
swelled after that.
It was really funny. Holy shit. Just then, my grandfather slapped me in the face. That startled me. I'm crying for him, so why did he slap me? And I understand. Grandfather is the one who wants to cry. But he's enduring. So I shouldn't cry either. I wiped my eyes and my runny nose. Then I silently turned my eyes to the papers on the carpet, just like my grandfather.
Sorry.
understand why he's apologizing. I thought he was going to complain about the rudeness.
If I'd worked harder, this wouldn't have happened. Until today, you helped me so much. It was all for nothing. Sorry about that.
How courageous he is. Even after that disaster, he's still concerned about me. I shook my head and put my hands on the floor. I tried to gather up the papers, but then they began to fall. My tears are overflowing again, blurring the ink on the papers. These are all handwritten by Grandfather. He was so happy that finally there was someone who understood his research. He was so happy. He spent all night writing these. They stepped on them. They might as well have stepped on my grandfather's very soul.
I didn't work hard enough. If I'd done more, this wouldn't have happened. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll work even harder. I won't give up because of something like this.
I don't know if he's saying that to me or to himself.
Don't worry. God is watching. I have to believe that I'll gain recognition. That day will come. That's why I have to keep working harder.
Grandfather says that all the time. But I know the truth. God only plays with people's fate. He doesn't save anyone out of goodwill. That's why he let this happen to my grandfather, even though he's worked so hard and so humbly until today. That's why he let such a horrible thing happen to me when I was still an innocent little girl. Grandfather keeps repeating himself, but I know the truth. God exists. The existence of Grandfather believes in is real. But there's no mercy to be found in God. He delivers unreasonable fates and makes us call it a challenge. I can't tell my grandfather that, of course. I asked God once more, like I did on the day of the thunderstorm. Why? Why can't you give my grandfather's effort and hard work the recognition it deserves? Grandfather told me that he'll gather up the papers, so I should put away the teacups. I nodded silently and put the teacups that hadn't even been touched onto the serving cart. As I pushed it out of the study, Grandfather told me. He told me to close the door after I leave. I always close the door when I leave. He doesn't need to remind me, but that's what he wants, so without saying anything, I closed the door. Then, as I walked away from the study, I heard my grandfather sobbing. Tears filled my eyes once more. Sadness and disappointment. I almost feel angry with myself for not being able to do anything for him. And I felt a cool breeze on my wet cheeks. The breeze was blowing in from a cracked open window. The curtain was flapping gently in that breeze. I heard the cry of the Higurashi.
Fuck! Shit!
Shit! As I listened to them, I calmed down gradually. If I can ease Grandfather's pain by crying, I'll cry in his place. Damn, I like that line. He delivers us unreasonable fates and makes us call it a challenge. Yeah! There's some great writing in this.
Yeah, while we're paused a little bit, I did want to, comment on how fascinating I find Mio's, perspective on religion and God. Because usually when people go through stuff like that, they either come to a conclusion of, oh, it's God's plan and I need to be patient and everything will be fine, or they come to, well, God's not real and I need to do shit myself. But Mio strikes this line in the middle of, God is real, he's just fucking with me. And I find that a fascinating place to put a character in.
Yeah.
Because if you have this idea of a grand cosmic puppeteer who is zeroing in on your life and toppling your dominoes because he finds it funny, that would drive anyone fucking crazy.
Yeah. You know, I've had several different perspectives on what I think God is throughout my life. And I think right now I am in the position of thinking about my own characters and my own stories,
and how some of my favorite characters of mine I've put through so much, so much misery. But it's because I love them and I know they can get through it and I know it'll shape them the way that, like, they're supposed to be shaped. And that's kind of how I think of God, is like, that's probably what he's doing, is he's like, he's not doing it to fuck with somebody, but he's doing it because you're one of his favorite characters. And he's like, I just like to see you suffer.
Which
Smokes.
would be really cruel. I've talked about this with my partner on multiple occasions about how, like, if our characters met us, they'd fucking hate us. They would beat our teeth in.
Yeah, and you're essentially God to your characters. And, like, I don't know, I like that framing of God where it's not like seeing him as necessarily a higher being, but he's not putting you through misery because he hates you. He's putting you through misery because he likes to see how you react.
Yeah.
Which is
You're
fucked
just a
up.
little bug in a jar, buddy.
Yeah. That's how I see God nowadays.
You're my little Barbie. Anyway, everyone should play Pathologic.
I should play Pathologic. That's on my wish list.
I think that you would like it. Narratively, I think playing it would be an exercise in misery for you.
Oh yeah, kind of like Fear and Hunger. What is happening? Funger. You're God's favorite little Tomodachi. Yeah. And on my island, I am God, and all of my Tomodachis are solely pansexual, so I can see the drama. That's it. That's it. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. Hey!
Pathologic is great, but honestly, best off stream. Who has that kind of time? Just kidding.
That's also true, and also a lot of the reason I stream games is like, I want to play this, but I also want to work. Stop! Stop! Sorry, my cat is bothering me.
Moon Pie!
Hey,
Moon Pie, baby!
Interrupt. Do it. Yeah.
Moon Pie, it's your Uncle Cal. Do you want to meows?
Did you hear her?
I did not.
Meow. Meow. Do it. Meow. Do it. Chat heard her meow, but you did not. I'm sad. Discord blocked it out. If I can ease grandfather's pain by crying, I'll cry in his place. But that won't help. On the contrary, he started to cry because I did. I'm being useless here. I remember that day. I remember the reason why I'm alive now. If he hadn't come and saved me, I would have spent the last days of my life lying in the corner of the bathroom as a human-shaped piece of meat. Grandfather saved me. He gave me back my rights. The right to walk. The right to stand up. The right to wear clothes. The right to eat. The right to speak. And the right to think. In other words, the right to live as a human being. Grandfather took action right after he got the phone call from me. He found my house. And he found out which orphanage I was sent to. After struggling through the sloppily filed records of the public office. And he saved me. Of course, he was working on his research then. He spent his precious research time on saving me, a perfect stranger. I vowed that if his heart failed, I'd rip my heart out and give it to him. But of course, his heart is fine. So he doesn't need a heart. He needs something else that's equally important. That's something only I can give him in this world. I clenched my fists and held them so tightly that my nails left marks. I now know what I'm supposed to do with this new life as Mio Takano. I finally know. I know the reason why the new me was born. I know the purpose of Mio Takano.
A big decision that inhabits a tiny soul. If my life is heavier than the earth, then my decision is heavier than the earth.
I thought I knew my grandfather's greatness, but I actually didn't know the half of it. Oh, fuck!
Oh,
Remix.
fuck! Oh, fuck!
Everyone jive.
Moonpie is like, what the fuck is happening? Because I'm dancing. I can't read anymore. I'm vibing. This is like the dance mix. What the fuck?
They put this in DDR.
Did they really?
No, that was me saying that they could.
They should.
I wish they did.
They should. For me to be able to really help him, I have to reach his level. All my lessons lead back to my grandfather. There wasn't a single subject I could ignore. Right now, studying hard is what I can do for him.
I've been a teacher for a long time, but I've never seen such a hardworking student. You've learned not only academically, but socially as well. You've made a great deal of friends.
I have a goal which I can only reach by studying hard. Also, I know how powerless an isolated genius is. That's why I needed to learn to socialize.
See, if you're a teacher and your kid and a kid in your class says that, that's when you go, ooh, and you say, how is everything at home?
Yeah.
That's not enough. I'm not even close to where I want to be. Entering college is only a step forward. What matters is what I learned there. I'm not even close. I'm not even close to being able to help my grandfather.
I'm so proud of you. You can go to Tokyo or Ochanomizu University or any college of your choice. Nothing will stop you. The most important thing for you is that the school will teach you what you want to learn. To fulfill a wish and weave a desired future. The strength of a string is how strong your will is. A noble and strong wish will come true.
Do I have what I need to be able to truly understand Hinamizawa syndrome and help grandfather in his research? I don't need compromises or excuses. The heights I seek are lofty and precipitous. This isn't enough. Not even close. My classmates are such idiots, acting as if they're winners in life just because they entered this school. A college is simply a place to learn what I need to know. If this self-proclaimed best school isn't worth my time, I'm not interested. I'm slowly trying to sound like modern Takano.
I didn't expect a talented woman like you to end up at the Parasite Research Center. I'm sure everyone wanted you, huh? I assumed you were interested in something bigger.
I want to study and research parasites. I've worked hard to earn the right to study here. Aren't I qualified to learn?
Yes, of course. There's no reason why we would ever refuse someone who got the top score in the entrance exam. Welcome to the Parasite Research Center. People usually aren't that interested in our field. There aren't too many researchers who study it. That's why there's still a lot of unknown elements compared to other fields.
That's quite true. The study of parasites is a mysterious world. Or rather, it's an ignorant one. An ignorant world where the preconception that parasites can't possibly control humans pervades. And those ignorant people laughed at grandfather and stepped all over his article. There are still many unsolved mysteries in the world of parasites. I'm here to solve them. I came here to help the people who want to solve them. In a weird way, this part feels a little parallel to Keiichi. Yeah.
A wish that's guaranteed to come true is not called a wish. That is fate, not a wish. I weave fate. Fate is an absolute power to control people and the world, not just an individual.
Learning isn't enough for me. I have to be able to research with my grandfather. And so, I don't ignore the means to gain the help my grandfather couldn't get. Grandfather's research isn't complete just when it's finished being written on a desk. I need the help of plenty of people to present it to the world, so his great work will be praised by many.
Yes, that's correct. This is an association. Only the top graduates of the Imperial University are allowed to join. Therefore, as only 7 people per year are allowed to join, it's a small group compared to a normal organization of alumni. However, its solidarity is unrivaled.
Thank you for inviting me to such a gathering. I'm honored. I would like...
Sorry, she said such a gathering, and I'm imagining her with like clown makeup.
Why?
Gathering of the Juggalos.
Oh! I would like to take the lowest seat.
Oh no, we can't let someone with such accomplishments and experiences sit in the lowest seat. I'm sure everyone will welcome you. The cabinet minister and several important government officials, company presidents, and company advisors will be here. They'll all need you, and they'll provide you the help you need.
Koizumi-sensei belongs to this association, right? He was my grandfather's best friend. What a coincidence.
I see. I'm sure Koizumi-sensei will be glad to find out that you'll be joining.
An isolated genius is a useless one. People live in society. Society is made up of connections between people. Nobody can ignore that. I do my best as an individual, but to gain the power that can't be achieved as a mere individual, I have to rely on my connections in society. It's all for one purpose. My only wish as Mio Takano. Yes, I can't spare any effort. My certain conviction will forge a certain future. Nobody can interfere. Nobody can stop me. I won't allow the die to roll a 1. I won't admit that diligent efforts can be erased by a mere train accident. I'm going to make all the dice roll 6s. I won't entrust the die to God. I won't give in to luck. The only people who pray to God are people who don't want to work hard. I don't trust God. I'm going to create results myself. My strong will is going to create a certain future that God can't possibly prevent. This is a different way to become a god than the one my grandfather taught me. This is a way to become a god while still alive. When I realized it, I became truly free. Free from the sadness of losing my parents and my miserable life after that. Free from grandfather's tears when his article was stepped on. That's right. I'll be above God. I'll be an existence that God's caprices can't even touch. I'll make people recognize grandfather's research. That's the future I wish for. The future I promised will come to pass. People will fight over grandfather's article. People will respectfully read the same article that was once ridiculed and stepped on, even if grandfather dies before that day comes. I won't cry over something like that, because he already taught me. Even after being buried, one can be resurrected. I'm going to complete his great work, and the whole world will praise him. Grandfather will resurrect and become a god. He will be eternal. That's an everlasting bond. A bond not even a train accident can break. A bond not even a die that rolls a 1 can disturb. Since the day of the train accident, my die has kept rolling 1s over and over. But I didn't give up. I kept working hard until today. I'll rise above the die. I'll decide what to roll on it. I'll decide my own fate. I'll do that with my unshakable willpower. I love you, Takano. I love you, Mio Takano. I love you. I love her! She's such a good character.
Yeah, she is.
Oh my god.
One of my top 10 written characters of all time. When does the clinic open? Is there going to be air conditioning? If Oichi has anything to say about it.
I heard it'll open next month. I hope there will be a young doctor there. I love how all old women are British. We just make them all British. Well, the older you get, the more British you sound. That's just how it works.
That's so scary. Because the older I get, the less British I sound. Is it gonna do a horseshoe?
Oh my god.
Wait,
yeah.
Fuck. I can feel it.
Oh no! Oh no!
I'm turning!
Ah! I'm old now! I heard some old ladies talking amongst themselves when I was going up to the stairs to the shrine. I don't know who's talking right now, so I'm just going with my own voice. The Irie clinic is already completed, and it's waiting and ready for opening day. Probably Takano. The state-of-the-art equipment has been delivered, and the research is waiting to begin as well. Irie, too, is standing by in top form, and he's almost as passionate as I am about Hinamizawa syndrome. I like how I just, as soon as I see it's in first person, I'm like, ah yes, it is Takano. I must turn into a sexy woman. The Mountain Dogs, the counterintelligence unit, to support and protect our research, are already stationed at a dummy company somewhere near Okinomiya. They are getting in touch with various public institutions. Everything is going well. The only thing to worry about would be the rumors about the Hinamizawa Dam construction plans. There's a rumor that the Ministry of Construction is pushing through a dam project that will submerge all of Hinamizawa, but they're under pressure from several groups. None of my contacts have much influence in the Ministry of Construction, so things aren't going well. Even if applying pressure doesn't work, there are other measures, so either way, it'll come to a deadlock. I'm not being optimistic. I just know that's how it'll end. I will conduct research here in Hinamizawa. I'm going to accomplish that with my absolute will. That's why, even if God rolls a 1 on the die and says that he's going to submerge Hinamizawa, I will not be afraid. I won't entrust my die to God. I'm the one who's going to pick up the die, and I'm going to roll a 6. I didn't come to the shrine to declare war on the god of this place. I came because I know that you can get a great view from up here. I walked by the shrine and headed to the spot I found last time I visited. It's the perfect spot for overlooking the entire village. The strong wind reminds me that I'm only at the starting line, and that there will be a headwind before I reach my goal. I looked over the village without faltering in the wind. Grandfather approached the syndrome from a medical point of view, but he also approached it from a folkloric one as well. The strange belief system in this village is proof that the existence of Hinamizawa syndrome was already known of even in ancient times, so it'll be extremely useful to research their history too. My grandfather hadn't been doing research for hundreds of years, of course, but this place has been here for hundreds of years, and they've been living with Hinamizawa syndrome for that long. Therefore, the beliefs created in this place and the legend itself can be considered the foremost researchers. It's simply stupid to just call them old folk tales or nonsense. I've been researching them slowly, but they are indeed very interesting. No wonder Grandfather was intrigued by them. Hinamizawa syndrome has many fascinating sides to it. It's just like a kaleidoscope. Typo in the chat. Showing infinite
Italian,
light.
Takano. Italian blonde women. This too is Umineko.
Showing infinite light with ever a slight change in angle. I hate this screen because this is the screen we were on when it happened.
When what happened?
You know. The announcement.
What the fuck? Oh! I do remember, in fact. Does it help if I was gonna say, once we got a break in our narration, that this is where I tell you that Takano is a Vriska?
Oh no.
Don't hurt me.
You're right. Are there also, like, trans headcanons for Takano?
In my heart, yes.
Okay.
In my beautiful mind.
She's also 5'11", so...
Are you saying trans women can't be under 6 foot?
No.
Levels a gun at you?
I'm saying that a lot of trans women are very tall.
Some, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very common for trans women to be very tall. I'm sorry. It's not I'm not. It's common.
I trapped you.
You trapped
you
me.
in my
Now I
saw trap.
sound like a fucking transphobe or something. But no, that's true.
I want to be clear that we're so positive about trans women here. I just wanted to make Spoonie look bad.
I feel like we make so many, like, terrible jokes. Like, what is this woke shit
that some people might think we're being serious, but we're like joking.
We are trans people. We love trans women also.
Yes. Yay. Isn't she no. Some
Is
shit.
that the only trans woman you know?
No. No, I know many.
That's awesome.
Trans women love me.
Wait, are trans people not welcome in this community? No, go away. I'm kidding.
No, get out, sheep. No, get out. I don't know if there's a single cis person in chat. If you are in the chat and you're cis, hi, welcome.
If you're cis, sound off.
Sound off. Sound off if you're cis. Woo! Woo! And then nobody says anything, and I'm like, all right.
Speaking of cis people, I wonder if that pronouns thing works now that I've like filled it out. It's been way longer.
Maybe.
Than 15 minutes.
Say something in chat. Yep, it says he, him for you.
Where?
On the overlay. Right next to your name.
Oh my god, that's so crazy.
Yeah, and also I think if you have a plugin, like specific, I think it's the Franker Z plugin, it'll show it in the chat as well. It doesn't show for me because I'm using the OBS chat.
It says he, it in chat at least. It doesn't say that for me.
No, it says he, him. I don't know. I don't know if it says he, it in chat. Moonpie, stop it! Stop it! She's mad at me because I'm talking and I'm not like narrating. She's like, get back to work. Get back to work. We need to find a stopping place so we can wrap up and so we can see Takano in
do we
Tomodachi.
just want to stop here? We've already kind of rolled off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not the most elegant place to stop, but like.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
fine. We could stop here. I feel like it's like relaxed enough that we can stop in the middle of it.
For sure. And if this is the scene that I think it is, I'm very excited to get back to it next week.
Yippee!
It deserves time, is my point. It deserves air.
Need some air. Do you want to check on the Tomodachis real quick?
I was gonna dip out.
Okay,
pretty quickly, if that's okay.
Yeah, if you need to.
Yes.
Unless you want to talk about some things before you go.
We can definitely talk about some things, but I don't think I'll have time for Tomodachi.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Let me turn off raids.
Let's talk. Let's have a.
What do we want to talk about, chat? What have you?
Little Natsa.
What have you thought about this chapter so far? Because it's a lot of exposition, baby. Woo!
It is. We're in Takano's book, and
Takano
what I
exposition.
want to say about it.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I have words to say.
Words.
I love. Yoma said it earlier in chat. Like, I love that she gets like a protagonist determination moment, and bouncing off of that, I really like the idea that Takano is also a protagonist.
Yes.
And like the idea of a protagonist in a story, or at least the traditional idea, is that at the end of the story, by the end of the story, the protagonist should attain their goals and get what they want. Their arc will be complete. And in a lot of timelines, that does happen for Takano. But now we're colliding on equal footing of Rika as the protagonist versus Takano as the protagonist. And the idea of like two protagonists dueling for control of the narrative, I eat that shit up. I'm dining on a steak right now.
Delicious. Makes me hungry.
It's fucking amazing.
Very excited. It's very good.
In Takano's grand web of risk joke.
Ugh. That must have been held because I don't see it. Wait, no, never mind. I'm just blind. I see it now.
If it was held, I would have put it there.
Oh, I see. Maybe I blinked and it was there.
There's a lot of trauma dumping from Takano. That's true.
It's very true. Very true. Oh, man. Oh, can I can finally say this.
because I didn't get a chance to because there was too much drama happening. The orphanage reminds me of Matilda. Have you guys seen Matilda?
I've
Movie?
seen Matilda.
Yeah, there was like the torture device, like the Iron Maiden.
Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't they call it like the choker or something?
I don't remember. I saw that movie once, like a million years ago.
I loved that movie as a kid. I wanted to be Matilda so bad. I wanted to control things with my mind so fucking bad, dude. Oh my god.
I wanted to do that, but not because of like any media that I saw. I would like sit in church, not paying attention to anything, and just like focusing on one like candle or something and hoping I could make it move, and it never happened,
same.
obviously.
Oh, same. No, like, okay, here's my final tangent for today. So I was really into Golden Sun when I was like 13, 13. Golden Sun, they have magic powers based on the elements, and so I was convinced that I could control the wind, because there's a reason for this. I had grandparents that passed away one after another, and it was very sad. I was very sad. And after each one passed away, right after they died, there was a huge hurricane in Florida.
Geez.
And so I was like, damn, I'm magic, I guess. Holy shit. Golden Sun, yeah. Golden Sun's a good fucking game. Highly recommend. I don't know if it holds up, but it was
I
good.
tried to play it on the Switch Virtual Console, and it felt pretty clunky. I think it could definitely do with like a remake, because I know
It has a remake, I'm pretty sure, for the 3DS.
Does?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm stupid.
I never played it, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure it has a remake though. It had very cool overworld puzzle solving, correct. Like, you could read people's minds, and they would reveal puzzles, the puzzle solutions to you. You could move boulders with your mind. Oh. No, there is a sequel, but it was on the Game Boy Advance. And then I'm pretty sure there were remakes. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't kept up with Golden Sun since The Lost Age, which is the second game. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's my silly tangent. Did you have to skedaddle, Cal?
Yes, for now.
Okay. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. It was lovely to be here. I grow weary now.
You're growing old because of your British accent. Oh, that's fucked up.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. He disappeared. That's fucked up. He just blooped out of existence. Can't believe it. You know what? I already have everything ready, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to... Video capture device. Oh! It went away as soon as I... Goodness gracious. Good stream. Good stream. Let's wind down. I was gonna make Cal in Tomodachi and surprise him with it. But I wanted to do that off stream because that requires a lot of drawing. But somebody wants to talk to me, and so things... Sorry, my cat is being a fucking nuisance on my lap right now. I'm having to contain her while holding my Joy-Cons. Someone wants to talk to me. That's fucked up. Oh no. Oh no.
It's so cute.
Oh no.
Do you think it's a boy or
What do you think, chat? Why not create Moonpie? Why the fuck would I do that? Moonpie doesn't talk. Pick one. Pick one. Non-binary baby. Either. Oh!
It's a boy.
Oh!
Would you look at that? Our baby was born with this egg.
Oh!
Now, I'm no doctor, but that's probably normal.
Oh. Looks cool.
We like the name, Devin. What do you think?
Chat, what do we name this terrible baby?
Perfect name for my child.
I don't know. There's like this weird thing. Like there's this I don't want to say trend. But a lot of like Zoomer and millennial parents have been raising their children like gender neutral. And that's cool. Where like they try to keep their children from like gendered things, and it can just be kind of like fucked up because it's like, oh no, my girl or my child that is AFAB likes bows and Barbies now. What the fuck? Name them Vinny? I don't know. I want to name him Casper. Because I think that's funny. Casper and Dakota.
Casper.
We've only had one girl, and it was Ruby.
Casper.
Yeah, Casper.
Casper. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. What kind of personality do you think our kid will have?
Like Jasper.
We're going to raise this kid with all the love and care in the world. But we hope you'll keep an eye out for our child too.
I watched a really interesting video on gender-neutral parenting. Uh-oh, what's Casper gonna reach for?
Casper.
Oh. Oh, no! No! Don't! No! No!
She spoke.
No! 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 Stop! Brad just burst in. He's like, stop! Oh no. Stop! 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 Forbidden Wizard, stop! No, 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 no! No! Oh. Oh. Oh no. Aw. I hope that works. It should work, I used it earlier. Oh. Aw. Casper. Casper.
Casper sure did blow up in a flash.
Yeah.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Charmed, I'm sure, streamer. I'm old enough to live on my own now.
Why are you like
This
that?
island is pretty comfortable, so I wouldn't mind living here. But there's a whole big world out there too. Where do you think I should live?
With your parents.
Sounds good to me.
Sounds like Jasper, but it talks faster. Yeah, I think he's fine. I think no. He's not fine. Why do they make them straight? Cool. There's so many gnats around me right now. I need to do my dishes or something.
I'm now a full-fledged resident. Thanks for looking out for me.
Do you think Casper would like chalky milk? Dad won.
Dad 1, how goes it?
Cass, how goes it?
Hey, Dad 2.
I have an idea. Sun 2.
Top of the morning, Sun 2.
Oh my god, he floats! Oh my god, Casper floats! Oh, it's perfect! Okay. What's happening in the world? Oh yeah, I made Lyle. I forgot. How are you, Lyle? Lyle. Aw. Okay. So here's the other son of Jasper and Forbidden Wizard. This is Dakota. He lives in a jungle for some reason.
Welcome to the home of Wish House.
That's right.
I've got time to kill.
Oh.
I could use some good books to read.
Oh. I'll give you something. I don't have any books right now. I could probably... Oh. Probably... Don't give him that. Probably make a book, but I don't know what kind of book to give. I could give you the Necronomicon. You want that?
Welcome. Thank you
Thanks,
very
Milkchick.
much.
Here. Want that? Yeah. Thanks, Milkshake. He likes it. Ooh. What are we gonna... Ooh. It's fixed now! Yippee! The devil! Oh, that's my phone. Give me a sec. I'm gonna put 30 minutes. Yippee! What if we gave him a cool, sexy outfit? Here you go, Dakota. He's so cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's okay. Oh, Anna has a crush on the Zuby bunny.
I wonder what Zuby...
No time. No time for that. Here, cheer Zuby bunny up.
Whoa. Look at that. Doesn't that cloud look like a Hanyu?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be there again tomorrow.
Why is Cal not here right now? I'm clipping that for him. I'm gonna throw up.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My love for Zuby Bunny is stronger than ever.
Good. And Zuby Bunny's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Anna? What are you talking about? Oh, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Oh, there's Takano too. Who should Takano be with? I feel like Takano would be into Kowalski for some reason. So maybe I can force this. Hi, Takano. I changed her outfit. She looks like she has her actual canon outfit.
Whoa. Takano. Check out that rainbow.
Oh.
This makes me feel like something good's about to happen.
Aw. Is something good about to happen? Wow. You know what?
Call my name.
What about...
Gavel. Whimper.
I don't know. What are you doing, Brad? Oh, he's doing his Armstrong style.
I'm getting
Okay.
scared. It's working.
Ermine Trout. This needs to happen. Someday, it's gonna happen. Come on. They're gonna do the same fucking cutscene.
Whoa. Check out that rainbow.
Please.
Something good's about to happen, isn't it?
Wow, this is a really gay stream. This is an extremely gay stream. Risk it all, please. Do it. Okay. Okay, Liam probably wants to confess to Peepo.
Oh. Hey, designer. You know, your eyes look just like Kane Pixels'.
I have the eyes of a 20-year-old who
It may just be my imagination, but I get the feeling that Pete has a crush on me.
You'd be cute together.
You really think so? I feel the same way, not that I care.
Okay. Alright, what's Viv up to?
Hum? Hello?
What do you think about?
I don't want to see Silas ever again.
That's fucked up. Think about it some more.
Okay, I hear you. But here's my counterpoint. No, so...
That's so fucked up, Viv. You're so mean to them. Oh. Viv. Alright, Cam. Is it still Shark Week?
Huh. Hey, streamer.
Hey, Cam.
I could go for something spicy.
Woman after my own heart. Counterpoint no is a genuinely hilarious way to respond to someone. Yeah. Counterpoint no. This looks spicy.
Yum.
She's amazing. Awesome. She liked it. God, after like level 10, there's nothing more I can really add to them. I could keep adding like expressions, but I can't think of any good ones. Excuse me, good lord. Turglin.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Alright. Jen is in a bad mood. Ezra wants to play games. I don't want to do that. That's annoying. I don't like the games. Scorch is sad. Mort is Angel Mort right now, for Higurashi's sake. How you doing, Mort? That's not... I don't like the shit they add to the paths. It's all random. Look at him! Look at him go! Ah. What are Leon and Chris doing?
Kylanpa, right. Hey. This is for you.
Aw.
I had the same idea.
Aw. He's so awkward. What are the Batter and the Forbidden Wizard up to? What's up, Batter?
Do you have a sec?
What do you want?
Could you take a photo for me?
Sure.
I'm thinking something elegant. I'll leave it to you to pick a spot that fits the vibe.
Yeah.
Then let's find a spot for the photo shoot.
Why do you talk like that? Something elegant, right? Let's do it in front of the fountain. That's elegant. Yay! Let's put... I have too many guys. I have too many guys. Let's put the Batter here. And let's put... Zachary. Okay, now we need more RPG Maker guys. So we're gonna need Marotsuki. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna need Brad. Yes. Okay, and Lyle's in an RPG Maker game. I think I've run out of RPG Maker games. I feel like Yuppie Psycho is adjacent, even though it's not an RPG Maker game. We can put Pasternak. And then we can put Sintra. Oh, we have one left. Oh, fuck. This makes things hard. Could put not Trout, Swansea. He loves Trout. Even though this is nowhere near an RPG Maker game. It's close. Why not make Buddy? I don't want to make Buddy! I've been making characters from the games I'm like currently playing. I say, having made Zachary and the Batter.
Composition. The artistry. Just looking at it gives me goosebumps.
I just wanted to make Brad. Even though I wasn't playing Lisa. I was just looking at... Oh. You haven't met? You haven't met Pasternak?
On the better.
Okay, so you're the batter. I'm Pasternak.
That's how he greets people. He just says, I'm the batter. Oh. He loves meat elementals. What are you saying, Batter? Batter. What are you saying? No. Also, you haven't met Trout. What do you want, Trout?
Good seeing you.
Hi.
Walter, I've been thinking too hard. My head feels all fuzzy inside. Help me clear my mind.
Awesome. He was thinking about cake. I love cake.
Phew. I feel so much better now.
Would you like the mind cake? Here. You wanna go meet the Batter because you've never met him, apparently? You wanna go meet him? Oh, no! He wants to look at his dog. Whatever. Whatever.
Don't go level.
Here.
Walter, I don't think I know your face. I'm Trout. Hello, Trout. On the better? Walter, now I'm close to the Batter. And it's all thanks to you, streamer.
Welcome. Nice. Alright. Anybody else we should check on? We should give Casper an outfit. Father-son bonding.
A pleasure.
When I want to watch green, but my horrible father wants to watch pink. My bitch-ass son when they turn pink. I gotta find an outfit for him. Dude, I know it. Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh. My wonderful son, Casper, the friendly... whatever he is. There we go. Alright, what do we need to happen today? I would like... Lyle. The friendly hipster. Wow.
Duck Boy Show.
Well,
Donks.
Lyle, who do you want to talk to? You want to talk to Leon?
good afternoon, Leon.
Hi.
Oh, the track of the channel with it. Leon,
Into magic.
how about trading a friend?
Silent Bus. Right.
Alright, Ezra, I'll play your funny game.
I see.
Ah!
Let's play no repeats with a group. Hee hee.
No. Never. Banish to the sea with ye. Never. I won't. I refuse. Alright, who should help Noel? Let's have Ruby help Noel. Help!
Are you alright?
Please, Hick, help me.
There's the source of the problem.
You might need to use a little more room. I see.
They don't like each other.
Thanks for that. I'm a lot closer to Noel now.
Hinako! How are you and Rika doing?
Say, you kinda got this sacrifice vibe going on today.
Okay, we don't need to talk to Hinako, actually. maybe we keep away from that. Hi, Rika.
Something on your mind?
How are you doing?
What do you think makes you happier? Getting married or just staying single?
Rika, why are you, like, asking the big questions?
Can't be tied down, can you?
What the fuck? You're like 9.
Yeah.
Calm down! Alright, how's Takano doing?
Oh, what do you need? What's one thing you'd look forward to doing if you had superpowers?
Ruling the world.
I like the way you think.
Oh, fuck! Oh! Whoa! You want some food?
I
You
feel
want-
like I heard Sentra's voice just
you want-
now.
Schnitzel?
Yum.
Oh, she loves it. I must away. Thank you for the stream, and thank you once again, Cal, if you are still lurking about. Thank you for stopping by, sheep. I gave her a camera thinking of the scene where they were taking pictures in the ritual storehouse. But, like, that was Tomodachi taking the pictures. Yeah, I don't think she would have any of these things. Nah. 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 The curtsy's kind of cute. That's not really her, but this is. Yeah. I think that's her. I love her. I love her.
And then Casper just floating by.
Oh, I feel a little different.
Nice. Congratulations,
That's so scary.
Monks is just like, oh, it's so scary. Oh. Alright, anybody else? Oh, I hear somebody's like, what? Okay, Mateo, my terrible green son.
G'day, Caprol.
Addison. Fancy seeing you here.
Hi, Mateo.
Image Shinny Clarmy this backman tomorrow.
Oh my god, Mateo. You should talk to the batter.
And that's the twin
He's into purifying impure spirits. Sonny's into it. Wow. Yeah, nothing really happening today. Nothing really happening today. I mean, I say we had a baby. My chud green son who is Gleeby. Probably. Alright. No more Tomodachi. Here's Brad. No more Tomodachi. Now, we must wrap up. Before we do that, I don't think Esther is in chat right now because I think it's like 4 a.m. where they are. But Esther is our newest patron, top patron to be precise. So thank you, Esther, for your patronage. And if you would like to become a patron, you can join with the link that is going to be posting in the chat in just a second. But thank you to top tier patrons Jordan, Sheeb, Z, Spicy, Proxy, Zeke, Plompy, Scorch, and Tasu. And Jam, Ani, Dev, Max, Queen Snarf, and Aaron. Keep going. Jack, Maddie, Audie, Crystal, Lyra. Keep going. Saxon, Spike, Dupley, Matt, Danny, Rove, fuck, Heretic Soul, Ina, Mayu, Bash, shit, fuck. I need to have like a list ready. I can just have a list ready. Read the list. But thank you all for being patrons. We are 8 patrons away from my next personal milestone, and once we hit that next milestone, I will start working on a new video essay. It's been about a month since I released the Degradation of Liminality video essay. So I just want to hit my own personal goal before I start working on a new video essay, so I have enough time in between video essays to, you know, recuperate and get some ideas, etc., etc. But I would also like to hit that goal. And in the merch shop right now, we have a pre-order for an Addie mousepad with her boobs. She's got boobs. That is going to be closing August 12th, and that's like a week from, like, in less than a week from now, actually. So if you want to get on that, be sure to pre-order that soon, so you can get that when I close pre-orders and start ordering all of those. So if you would also like stickers, I have many stickers, Silent Hill, Resident Evil themed stickers in my sticker shop. You can check out the merch shop in the link in the chat. You can also join Discord. If you are subscribed or a patron or a Ko-fi member, you get access to a special channel or a few special channels that are exclusive to patrons and subscribers. And Sunday, we're actually going to be starting a dedicated server in Abiotic Factor. So if you would like to join in on that, wait, did I say Sunday? Yes, Sunday. That is our patron community day. And that'll be fun because even if you can't join when we are like playing for the patron community day for 2 hours, whatever, if you can't join during that, that's fine because it's going to be a dedicated server, so you can join anytime you want. Anytime you want, you can play with whoever is on, if anybody is on. And the thing about Abiotic Factor that kind of scares me is that it is a game with open mic. and you have to talk to each other because it's not like Stardew Valley where things are relaxed. Abiotic Factor, there's a lot of shit happening, and you may have to communicate things right away. So there is push to talk if you want to do that instead, but if you would rather people not hear you at all, you could always just turn your mic off completely. And if you don't want to hear anybody else, you could turn their mics off completely. I might do that, but I think it's important that I be able to hear people while I'm in there, just in case somebody joins and starts being rude. Rude! You ordered some stickers earlier. What? Hang on. Which ones? Which ones? Oh shit! Nobody's bought those yet. I'm so happy. So part of your donation, or part of that is going to be a donation to the Kenosha Theater, so thank you. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think $10. $10, yeah. I'm gonna give $10 to the theater from that. So thank you. Thank you so much. And also you bought me a funny little coffee walk, so when I get the chance, I'm gonna go take a walk and send your stickers, and I'm going to get a funny little coffee drink. I will post a picture. That's been what I've been doing lately, is I get a coffee drink on my way to the post office or on my way back, and I'm like, look, you funded this. I make like no money from selling stickers. I literally, it's like I get the money and then I go for a walk and then I spend the money on coffee, but that's what you are funding. It's awesome. Thank you. I love those stickers. I wish more people got them. But thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's all I have to say. I'll quit yapping. I'll quit yapping because Moopai's angry with me. She can always tell when I'm about to stop stream because she starts yelling at me when I go into my end spiel. She's so fucking smart. It's so stupid. Where are we going? Where are we gonna go? Where are we going today? Where are we going? Where are we going? Who streams on Thursday? Rayspark. I don't think I've ever rated Rayspark. You're a VFur member. Oh, so cute. Let's raid Rayspark. I love their art. It's so, oh, such a cute layout, such a cute model. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's go. Let's go see Rayspark. We need some, like, horror detox, so we're going somewhere that's nice and never mind. They probably blocked raids. They're probably wrapping up soon. So never mind. Let's go somewhere else. Aiden. Blem is playing Tales of Vesperia. I remember watching my roommate play that. Oh, they've only been going for 30 minutes. So let's go see a place. No. They changed their name. Lemire. JM has remembered for the test. JM is taking notes for the test. Now I'm making everybody stressed out. I'm probably making JM the most stressed out, but I'm joking. Alright, go say hi to Blem. Give him a follow. And spam this at them. At him. Do it.